So welcome everyone. We will begin the session. So good morning everyone. Welcome to the finale of Students Climate Action Conference. I welcome all the schools, students, our esteemed judges, and the other participants. They will keep on joining. We have got 906 registration. I know some of them schools, they are in the auditorium. Students are watching us and in sitting in the auditorium, different classes also, classrooms also. So many schools have prepared that show. So thank you for them. I think they are going to join us next on panel, and they would be the one joining and doing that. So today they are going to see that how you people are performing. So I'll just give you a brief of how we started this conference. The goal of students conference was to bring together the students from schools across India, and then we thought, why not South Asia also, to discuss important problems people are facing regarding the environmental issues at their respective states and country. Despite the harsh reality of climate change across the world, there is always so much to be done, and many inspiring people. I think we have to learn from how they are doing in their state, how they are doing around their country, and even their surroundings, the kind of work which they are doing. By taking a great example of the present, I think we can create a regenerative future for the planet. That is our thought. We thought, with that thought in mind, we started this conference. In recent years, the impact of climate change have become evident across the world. We have witnessed severe flooding, unprecedented heat waves, and accelerated biodiversity loss also across the continent. At the Climate Project Foundation, we believe understanding these issues is essential for building a resilient future. In this conference, we will be discussing the most common climate change impact in India and South Asia via our students only, because highlighting some key risk factors to consider. This has been just a brief snapshot of the climate change impact, which you will see just now. With the help of students, I think we are making it very clear what are the challenges they are facing and we are facing, and what is projected for the future. As climate risk continues to escalate, it is critical to work together to address the root cause of climate change and to mitigate its effects. These group of students with us today from different states of India, like Kashmir, we have a team from Delhi, we have one team from Odisha, another from Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Maharashtra, and we have Nepal team as well. They have been with us for understanding climate issues throughout the 2 months of July and August. It was really tough for all the teachers as well as the students joining us between their examination, their classes, and another extra thing, which they are attending weekly. Then after a weekly meeting, they had to submit reports also. 3 reports they have submitted to know how much they have understood from us, but still they continue. So kudos to all the climate warriors. So clap for them. Later, they were given to the task to create a video of 6 minutes duration on climate challenges facing their country and their state. Each group of students took great effort in creating these videos. Today, we are here with the external jury members to judge them on the videos they are created, plus also the knowledge they had could gather from these 2 month association with us. So the main aim of climate change awareness and looking at the work of all the students, we are sure they have understood the climate challenges in their areas. Some of them even started their climate actions. So all these kids who are keenly watching me on screen, please join us next year. But now I think for a longer duration and a bigger climate conference we will have next year. So I don't want to take all the time. Without taking much of a time, I want to invite Mr. Aditya Pundhir, Director, the Climate Project Foundation, to speak to you. So, sir, over to you.
Thank you, Rekha. And a very warm welcome to all the schools, all the students, all the jury members, and all the dignitaries, especially the principals who have joined today our conference. As you know, Climate Reality Project is at the forefront of climate solutions, and we are trying to see how this change can come in the larger mass of the society. And probably schools are one place where mostly the change starts. And especially if you're looking for a very large behavioral change, then only I think it is the power of the schools, the teachers and the principals who can really make it happen. No politician can do it. Nobody else can do it. So it is only these teachers whom we people feel that they do not have that kind of a political power. They are the ones who are actually controlling the future of the countries. So it is that is with that thing, Climate Reality has been working for the last decade with these educators and trying to bring how we can work with the younger generation and make them aware about where we are heading. I will not give a long lecture on climate change today because Rekha has told me you have to just finish in 5 minutes. So and children have to take all the center stage today. So I perfectly agree with that. But yes, the challenge, I will still take 1 minute and request you to think back that what is the challenge we are looking at? The challenge we are looking at is that the carbon dioxide today is double the amount it was about 150 years. And this carbon dioxide is creating a disaster for the world. It's warming the world. You know, it's 1.1 degree plus, and we are going to get hotter. So what is the solution? The solution is we have to bring the carbon dioxide down. We have to bring the solutions fast. Initially, it was we have to solve the problem. But now there's another word added, that is fast. We have to work on things fast so that we can come out with solutions, innovations, all these things which are going to lead to this climate disaster happening around the world. So the new deadline everybody's talking about is 2050 probably. That's the time net zero should be achieved. Plus minus 10 years of other countries like India has said we'll do it by 2070. But then, of course, if things improve, India might again come to a much earlier time than this. So we all are trying to see how we can achieve net zero. And for all this to happen, the young millions and millions of consumers who are there in our schools today, they are the ones who have to take action. They are the ones who will be joining the workforce in very few coming years. So therefore, their thought process is crucial. And I would like to congratulate you, all the teams who participated. I went through your videos. They were very nicely done. They have tried to pick up the big problems. Like I myself stay in Delhi. So the Delhi team was talking about water. They were talking about electricity. Yes, they are the top priorities. So I think they have done a great job. Then I went through nearly all the ones. I really love the video which has been done by the Kashmir team also. They have tried to talk to the farmers. They tried to talk to the people who are working on Dal Lake. And then, of course, I went through Darjeeling and Maharashtra and the Nepal. Like the list can go on. I think I can take another 45 minutes and explaining all the videos. They were so beautifully done. But the common theme I found in all the videos was that the children were trying to very critically think and trying to ask like how this natural system, whether it's a water body, whether it's farmers, whether it is agriculture, how is it going to impact the future? So that is one thing. Yes, I think I would like to congratulate Rekha ji also for this, that is something she was trying to see how action can be, the children can start thinking about action. So that was achieved. I would like to congratulate all the mentors and the teachers who are helping these students to helping them and think and figuring out that this is the crux of the problem. We have to critically think. There's nothing we can do. Only thing we can do is we can do the critical thinking and see, okay, this is why it's happening. This is why it's not happening. And then work on the solutions. And if I can't work on the solution myself, I can support the solution. Probably I'm doing some other job and somebody comes up and says, well, this is a beautiful solution for climate change. So instead of laughing at that person, I could say, well, very well done. Go ahead, do it better. So that way we are encouraging people. We are encouraging the kids around us, the companies around us. We are making them more sustainable. We are encouraging them to do better. So that is what type of a movement we would like to have. So I will just conclude. Yeah, we have an exciting session ahead. I will just say that I think, as Rekha ji said, let's spread the word. This is the first edition. And I think you people have done a wonderful job. Now let's go ahead and get more and more people, and let's make it an annual affair where you all can go work on your projects for literally 1 year, make some nice stories, make some nice thing, and you can come out and then present every year. And then, of course, we will give a recognition as well as award, and we'll try to get more partners also into it who can be part of this thing. So wishing you all the best, and over to you, Rekha.
Thank you so much, sir, for encouraging and giving us the permission to do it next year with a bigger and better one. So, all those who have joined us from the auditorium, from their different school, from their home, with their families, they have also joined with us. The school has sent circulars for to the parents to join. So if we see the attendees and participants at only 172, maybe they are sitting in an auditorium and watching us. Maybe they are sitting with their families and watching us. So thank you, sir, for giving that permission, and we will do with them again next year. So
Okay.
thank you, sir. So moving on, I think we have two panels. Each panel has different judges. We would be playing the video of each team for a duration of 6 minutes. After that, the judges will ask question for 4 minutes. With each team, any student from the team can answer the question asked by the judges. There is no negative marking. And after the compilation, we will declare the result. Not today, we will take some days off so that we can calculate everything, and on 31st August, that is, we will declare the result, and you can keep us watching on our social media handles and see the results, but we will send you prizes at your place, and the address shared by your coordinator, how she has shared. So let me take this opportunity to welcome and introduce our esteemed judges for panel number 1. Miss Devi Priyadarshini, ma'am works as a scientist C at Regional Museum of Natural History, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Ma'am has worked in various terrain and different landscapes on various taxa of animals from tigers to crocodile and spiders as research scholar. Ma'am has co-authored a book on spiders of Nandankanan, compiling Spiders of Zoo published by Odisha Forest Department. She has been conducting several outreach programs, training workshops for different categories of audience and visitors other than the students too. Welcome, ma'am, to the conference. Ms. Shivani Kovadkar is currently, that's our second judge. So, ma'am, welcome to the conference. Ma'am is currently working with the Institute of Competitiveness as a development policy lead. Previously, she worked with the Ministry of External Affairs as a consultant in G20 Secretariat. At the Institute of Competitiveness, a policy think tank, she engages in a range of subjects such as trade and economic growth, climate action, labor force and employment, gender and digitization. She has multiple publications in the Economic Times and Business World. Ma'am is keen on exploring the linkages between climate change and international trade. She has also worked with Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister of India and has published her research on subjects including women empowerment in India and free trade agreement. Welcome, ma'am, to the conference. Again, moving on, just a brief about the conference where we have been giving you. But we have the first panel has four teams: Team Odisha, Team Nepal, Team Delhi, and Team Maharashtra. So we will go by this sequence only. So I request Ria ma'am and I request Odisha team to be ready, and because we are going to play their video, I request Ria ma'am to play the video of Team Odisha. Team Odisha, be ready for the question and answers from the judges. So over to Ria ma'am.
Greetings everybody, I am Divyanshi and this is Simran Das, students of Mothers Public School, which is a part of the Southeast Asia program.
We have taken two problems into consideration. One, regarding agriculture, we have focused especially on purple or pointed gourds.
And the second is regarding the impact of climate change on the Kotpati due to the erratic weather patterns and deforestation.
ଆପଣ ଫଟୋର ଚାଷ କେତେ ବର୍ଷ ହେଲାଣି କରୁଛନ୍ତି?
2 ବର୍ଷ 3 ବର୍ଷ ହାଲି 5 ବର୍ଷ ଟୋଟାଲ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଇଯାଇଛି।
ଆପଣ ପାଣିର ସମସ୍ୟା
ସମସ୍ୟା ବୋରିଂ ପାଣି ଆଣି ଚାଲ
ତ କେବେ ବି ପାଣି କମି ଯାଇଛି କିମ୍ବା ବର୍ଷାରେ ଏବେ
ବର୍ଷା ଅଧିକା ହେଲେ ଏମିତି ନଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଯିବ ମରିଯିବ ପାଣିର ସମସ୍ୟା ହେଲେ ଖରାଦିନେ ଲାଇନ ପାଣି ଖରାପ ହେଇଯାଏ ଆଉ ଅଧିକା ବର୍ଷା ହେଲେ ବି ମରିଯିବ।
ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଥିବେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସମୟରେ ବହୁତ ଖରା ହେଇଥିଲା ତ ତା ପାଇଁ କିଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଲା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ?
ପତ୍ର ପଡିଗଲା ଫଳ ଆସିଲାନି ଫଳ ସବୁ ଫଳ ଶୁଖିଗଲା ଫଳ ବି ଶୁଖିଗଲା। ହଁ ପୁଣି ପାଣି ସମାଧାନ କ୍ଲାଇମେଟ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଲା ପରେ ଚାଲିଲା ଆଉ ଏବେ ଟିକେ ମେଡିସିନ ଆଗ ପୋଟଳ ଟେଷ୍ଟ କମ ଆସିବ ଆଉ
टेम्परेचर बढ़िला परे जो कीट पतंग जो अटैक करते सेटा बढ़ी ना सेम ही अच्छे
टेम्परेचर बढ़िला पर जो बढ़ी कमी मेडिसिन माने कमी जाए तापर जो क्लाइमेट चेंज ହେଲା ବର୍ଷା ହେଲା ପୁଣି मेडिसिन ବଢିଲା ପରେ କମି ଯାଏ टेम्परेचर ये ना कीट पतंग କିଛି ନାହାନ୍ତି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ମାନେ ସେ ଦେଖୁଛୁ ସେ ଫୁଟଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେ ଟିକେ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ କଲର ହେଇଯାଇଛି ସିରେ ଲାଲ ଲାଲ
ହଁ ସେଠି ଶୁଖି ଯାଉଛି ଯୋଉ ଖରା ଯୋଉ ଟିକେ ମଝିରେ ହଉଛି ଜୋର ଖରା ବର୍ଷା ହେଲା ବେଳକୁ ସେ ଖରାପ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଆଉ।
Hello ma'am. Actually we're doing a research and I have a new idea to ask you very question. It's not. I'll be very willing to answer. Right. So have you noticed any change in the taste of pontypods within these 3 to 4 decades?
Of course. Though I love eating parwal or pointed towards as you call it, but the taste has changed. Earlier, when we cooked, there was a smell that used to come, a fresh smell, which we don't get today. Today, it is more, the smell of pesticides or fertilizer. The soil condition is not as what it used to be earlier, and the climate condition is the same. So, keeping all that in mind, we can say that the taste of all kinds of fruits and vegetables have gone down. And parwal or pointed gourd as we call it in English, of course.
Thank you for spelling it out.
Thank you.
Oh, see this, Divyanshi. Such beautiful, vibrant colors. Don't you know this? This is the cord part weave. Namaskar. I am Divyanshi and this is Simran Das. And today, in order to promote this beautiful weave, we have invited Mr. Narendra Tanti from the Nabarangpur district in order to display the cord part weave.
Now let's hear something about him.
Namaskar. ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆମ ସ୍କୁଲକୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ତ ଏଇ କର୍ଡ ପ୍ୟାଡ୍ କ'ଣ?
कोटपाड़ कोरापुट डिस्ट्रिक्ट रो गोटे जगार नाम होची कोटपाड़ जगह वीविंग होची सेटा पय हमर हैंडलूम को भी कोटपाड़ बोली को कहै
याकू बनाते केमते याकू बोडीबा प्रक्रिया
प्रथमे तो सूता को डाइंग करा हुए तापरे ताको टाणी करा हुए तापरे लूम को आसी कि हमरो पिटलूम रे ए सब बना है एटा प्रथमे धुरुआ आ कोन लोक याको यूज करूथिले
याकू बनया पे कोन रॉ मटेरियल्स आपण यूज करनते
नेचुरल कलर टा सूता को हमें आल गचर रूट रो डाइंग करके मेरून कलर टा आसे तापरे ब्लैक कलर उठे आसे और ब्राउन कलर उठे आसे
ए जो तापमान बढ़ुची सेथरे आपण को कोन कोन समस्या होची वीविंग रे
अधिक खराब हुए सेति पय हमरो वीविंग टा टिके प्रॉब्लम हुए बहुत कम हुए गरम दिन करी हुए नै आसी सेटा हम एरिया रे जंगल टिके कमी होलानी सेति पय से जिंसटा भी टिके कमी जाउछ से गछ मिलिबाटा टिके विरल हो गलानी एबे वर्षा दिन हमरो डाइंग टा भल से हुए नै पूरा वर्ष लानी पुनी स्टार्ट हेची वे लोक बाहर भी जानलेनी बाहर मार्केट रे भी जानलेनी आउ नेक्स्ट 10 वर्ष रे हुए तो आउ लोक टिके अधिक जानि पारंती आउ चाहिदा भी बढ़ी जाय पारे हमर सूता कॉस्ट आउ ताको बनाइबा पय केते दिन लागे सेही अनुसार हमें प्राइस कॉस्टिंग करि थाउ जेहेतु हमर सूता हमें डाइंग कला बेल को हमको 24-25 दिन लागे 15-20 दिन लागे गुटे साड़ी
अच्छा ताले लोक माने को आसीबारे आपण जे डिफरेंस देखि छथि
हां 5-6 वर्ष भितरे लोक टिके अधिक जानलेनी एबे जो तू एबे इंटरनेट मार्केटिंग हे गलानी सेति पय लोक टिके अधिक जानलेनी आ डिमांड भी टिके अधिक बढ़ी जाय एगुडा को हमर बापा जेजे बापा माने करूथिले तांकर पाटा सुंदरमणि धोतिरे तांको को हमें सिकिछु
So, this interactive session with the weaver has made us know the detrimental effects climate change can have on handloom. This cord pad uses natural dyeing agents which are skin friendly. The deforestation
has affected it greatly. The erratic rainfall patterns have also negatively impacted the production of codpat. The tribals create beautiful designs such as turtle, cats, and fish. These show the close association with nature. Every design has a story to tell, and by this conference, we, the students of Mothers Public School, wish to communicate it to the entire world. Our school envisions to promote this design by setting up the stalls of this week in the annual function and the PTMs. Thus, these small initiatives can create a big difference and help in promoting them.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste. Ma'am, do you wear the traditional weaves of Odisha?
Yeah, of course. I prefer wearing the traditional weaves of Odisha like Sambalpuri, Kotpad, Dharapatara.
Ma'am, these days people are not generally wearing them. So why do you prefer doing so?
Yeah, maybe one reason why people don't prefer it is because they are getting the things at a very cheaper price, and handloom is, of course, they have to shell out something extra. But it's not very easily available. There are only few outlets where it is available. Sometimes they put up stalls in some exhibitions and all, where they get some limited stuff, and we get an opportunity to purchase from there.
Ma'am, why do you prefer wearing the Kotpad weave?
Especially they use the cotton, and the colors what they use in Kotpad are actual colors.
Ma'am, it was really great talking to you. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time.
So now, is the team ready for question and answers?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Okay, over to Shivani ma'am for the question.
Hi, Debyanshi and Simran. Firstly, great job identifying key issues and thoughtfully covering both the consumer and producer perspectives. So keep up the good work in exploring these important topics. My first question to you would be, apart from setting up stalls and promoting awareness about the Kotpad weave, what can be some other solutions to, for weavers to cope with the effects of climate change?
Ma'am, due to the climate change, they use cotton for weaving cotpad. So the primary thing can be using drought-resilient species of cotton for cultivation. They can also promote organic farming to maintain consistency in the quality of the cotton for better quality of fabric. And we can also encourage diversification of designs, like new designs, maintaining connection with the traditional roots, and by using online marketing, we can spread awareness to both the international and domestic markets, because it's a very skin friendly fabric, and in the today's world where UV rays and all, we are facing skin cancer and many such diseases, this can be greatly beneficial.
Okay, thank you for that answer. The second question would be, what specific difficulties do weavers face when working in hotter temperatures?
Ma'am, this dyeing process, and the weaving process, especially cannot be done during the rainy months. So that is why, first of all, the erratic rainfall patterns are affecting it. The cotton plant is heat sensitive and cannot be cultivated at higher temperatures. So the yield decreases. Adding on to that, the younger generations are reluctant to continue the practice because of the uncertainties and the challenges they face, as the people are not buying it any longer. And the erratic rainfall patterns have also negatively affected, and deforestation affects the al trees presence, as they use it for dyeing. The roots of the al tree are used for dyeing the vibrant colors of maroon and brown.
Okay, that answers my questions. Thank you.
Devi ma'am wants to ask some questions, ma'am. Ma'am, you are on mute. Ma'am, you have to unmute. Yeah.
First of all, Debyanshi and Simran, amazing work done. Out of my purview, you've taken culture and mostly handloom, which is also one of my favorites, into the perspective of looking at it under climate crisis. Congratulations on that concept note itself. I would like to ask you, can you tell me another name for the al tree? Did you take that pain to go and identify this tree? Whether in Bhubaneswar or Koraput or any other place, wherever, did you ask this particular artisan whom you had invited to tell you which tree this is?
The al tree is the Indian madder tree, also known as Indian madder tree.
The common name?
It's a scientific name, Indian madder tree.
Okay, so that is the English common name. You should find out the Odia common name also. Okay, You rightly said that the roots are used for dyeing, where you get this typical maroon shade. And Kotpad has got GI tag to itself. So my next question would be to Dibyanshi, because she has explored a very, very vital part of human life in present day, which is the agriculture and its challenges. So Dibyanshi, what did you see, and where was this location where you went to see Parval exactly?
Went to Adaspur.
Odaspur.
Yes.
So Odaspur is very famous for many vegetables. Any specific reason why you were inclined towards the taste of Parval? I'm glad, because that actually has got a lot of change which we have seen. So very, very typical and particular problems you've picked up. What about the other vegetables? Any kind of survey you did with the other vegetables around?
Mom, with other vegetables, we did not do a survey, but as far as I know, we all have observed a significant change in all the vegetables.
True.
As ma'am said, ma'am.
So my
Sorry?
question basically is, Odisha is a disaster prone state, like we all know. Every year we will either have a cyclone or flood or both. What do you think would be a step or a measure which as children, you people can take, maybe for the farmers, for people, those who are consumers, so that they can combat this particular challenge?
Ma'am, the first and foremost thing is keeping buffer stocks. That is important so that we can store these stocks for later use. And during the times of disaster, it is necessary to, because during the times of the disaster, the fields get destroyed, the harvest gets destroyed. Hence, we can use this extra supply for the people, the consumers.
Okay, but do you think stocking is enough measure?
Well, stocking
for the landscape, for the place where it grows? Like, let's say there is flood, so that whole season is gone, right?
Ma'am, I think that because Odisha is a coastal plain, so having barriers, trees as barriers would be very helpful.
Okay, that answers. Dibyanshi, sorry, Simran, one more question. Have you identified any of the pests for these trees from which they extract the dye?
Ma'am?
Any pests? Have you identified any pests for these trees? Or any other threats other than deforestation, like he said?
Ma'am, pest infestation does increase due to the temperature escalation in temperature, and like the trees with high temperatures and the erratic rainfalls, they are affected, the roots and even the bark, the drying up, they dry up the bark, they do the entire procedure, and that is climate sensitive. So all these weaving and dyeing processes are greatly impacted due to climate change and the related issues.
Okay, so one question to both of you. What, as students, can you do, or what will be your next step? Because this was survey, this was collection of information, this was, asking your teachers, friends, farmers about problems. Now, what is the first step of solution which you would add from your side, whether it is for the trees in the forest or in the agricultural fields?
Ma'am, first of all, awareness, like it is the cultural pride of Odisha. So yes, it is expensive. The reasons are very clear, because it is time consuming and it's a very extensive process. So awareness for like our own weaves, and educating people regarding the different problems that they are facing and why they should support them, the weavers of their own state, for promoting the cultural heritage of our state.
As for agriculture, I would say that farmers should be more educated about using different alternative methods for farming. For Parval, for pointed gourds, the general method, the conventional bed farming is used for farming. But during the survey, we saw that poles and nets were being used. That has reduced the contact with the soil, making them less vulnerable to pests, as well as an even growth throughout the vegetable.
And what I would say is that definitely we should increase awareness among consumers. Why am I saying that? That is because consumers often opt for uniformity. They opt for larger sizes. They prefer aesthetically appealing looks. But at the end of the day, it's the taste, it is the benefits you get, and those are the things which matter, not the looks, not the appeal.
Okay, thank you. That answers my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thanks, students, for a great job done. So, ma'am, I think has taken insight of all the questions. And thank you for answering so beautifully everything. So, moving on, we will move to Team Nepal. Nepal team, are you ready? We want the video to be played of Nepal team.
Ma'am, you have stopped it to open the videos of us.
No, we will play that. You just be ready with for the question and answer round. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So,
I will with it.
Basically, we are here for the British English boarding school. Like the Ecopolis member are here with me. We are here for the campaign to stop the voting here because it harm our environment also. It may affect the birds around here also because the voting system will increase the noise pollution, which is very harmful for our birds around here. And by the help of wetland, we can get water sources also. The roaming animals will get water also, which is very beneficial for the animals who walk from here and there. So it is our responsibility to save our natural resources. So by saying this was, I'd like to say please don't start voting here because it may harm our natural resources also and our animals also and the environment also. Thank you.
कान्तितालमा चाहिँ मोटर बोट स्टार्ट हुँदै रहेछ यो कान्तितालको इतिहास चाहिँ के रहेको छ सर?
यस्तो छ अब अहिले मेरो एज भन्दाखेरि म लगभग 48 वर्ष पुगेँ र यो 48 वर्ष क्रममा म यो कान्तिपुर तिम्रो जस्तै उमेरमा म यहाँ आउँथेँ पहिला खेल्न यो म भन्दा सायद 100 वर्ष अगाडि नै थियो होला यसरी बार लगाएको अथवा वाल लगाएको यति राम्रो समुचित थिएन तर नेचुरल रूपमा यो तलाउ चाहिँ 100 वर्ष अगाडिदेखि नै थियो है यो तलाउमा लोकल माछाहरू हुन्थे यस्तो जङ्गल थिएन तर फुलहरू हुन्थे र प्रकृतिले सजिएको तलाउ थियो
सर अब यो कान्तितालमा चाहिँ मोटर बोट सुरु गर्नु राम्रो कि सुरु नगर्दा नै राम्रो
एकदम राम्रो प्रश्न गर्यो यसको लागि म एउटा राम्रो सठिक एन्सर दिन्छु हेर जस्तो मान्छेले आफूलाई चेतनशील प्राणी भन्दै एकदम आय स्रोत इन्कमको लागि जङ्गल मास्न लागे नि मान्छेहरूले रुख काट्न गरे जङ्गल मासे त्यहाँ कति जङ्गली जनावरदेखि पन्छी होइन किराकाटीदेखि सबैको एउटा घर हो नि त वासस्थान हो नि त हामीले आफ्नो वासस्थान बनाउनलाई या आफ्नो इन्कम गर्नलाई हामीले जङ्गल काट्यौँ त्यो जङ्गल काट्ने क्रममा कतिको वासस्थान उठ्यो सिद्धियो होइन अनि मान्छेले अहिले गाउँघरमा जङ्गल कहीँ सुनिरहेछ होला बाघले मान्छे मार्यो तर यथार्थ यो होइन मेरो नजरले के हो भने मान्छेले पहिला बाघ मार्यो के बाघ बस्ने भनेको जङ्गलमा उसको घर जङ्गल हो अनि त्यहाँ जङ्गलमा थुप्रै किसिमका जनावर बस्थे उसलाई आहार पर्याप्त मात्रामा पुगेको थियो मान्छेले वन कटान गर्दै 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 तर सहरीकरण गर्दै गएपछि उनीहरूको वासस्थान खुम्चिँदै गयो र त्यहाँ बस्ने धेरै जनावरहरू विलुप्त हुन थाले अब उसले आफ्नो अस्तित्व बचाउनलाई अथवा आफ्नो भोजन गर्नलाई त कहीँ न कहीँ तर निकास त खोज्नु पर्यो नि त त्यो निकास खोज्ने क्रममा अहिले बाघले मान्छे मारिरहेको उसको क्षेत्र एरिया सानो भयो नि त त्यसै गरेर अब यहाँ एउटा नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस जो हाम्रो यो कान्तिताल छ, यसमा माछा, किरा, जङ्गली पन्छीहरू कतिको एउटा वासस्थान भएको छ। र त्यो मात्रै भएन, यो नेपालगञ्जमा सहरी एउटा सहरीकरण बढ्दै जाँदाखेरि हामीले कहीँ पनि स्वच्छ र एकदम सुगन्धित ठाउँ कहीँ पाउँदैनौँ, जहाँ पनि धुलो, धुवा, गन्ध होइन। त्यो भएर यो कान्तिपुर तालबाट के छ भने बिहान अथवा बेलुका मर्निङ वाक, इभिनिङ वाक गर्नको लागि र स्वच्छ हावा लिनको लागि एउटा खुला ठाउँ एरिया भएको छ। हेर अगाडि कति मगमगाउँदा कमलका फुलहरू छन्, यो भित्र कति माछाहरू, कति किराहरू, कति पन्छीहरू बस्ने वासस्थान पाएको छन्। अब यसलाई मास्नु एउटा पैसाको लागि होइन, एउटा बिजनेसको लागि भनेर यसलाई मासेर बोर्डिङ गर्नु भनेको मेरो नजरले चाहिँ उचित होइन।
Itu pangay din sila naglalari sa naglalari ako. Mission hands up. You will like how it's steady. Tapos dito sa lagi na kitchen na anong naraw buto nito na. Wepi ba naman sila nito? Yet is siya naman pautin kasi the camera that's the and they cut to each other. This is what I got there yet. I've got a sound a bit to the back of the level and that would be what we later. He said to double size and got there because if we came out, what do you do what did? He does I just in the head. See that's the thing. It's so hard for the so space of the body to still in the deep on it. Yes. But it means should the little yeah. Oh, the family way for me up. It's in tell this little on the city. I had favorite on in. Other that's all. Brooks. Oh, brother that. With that phone got up.
So I think kids are ready with the questions, or we'll go with the sequence. Shivani ma'am, you can ask your questions first. Ma'am, you have to, yeah, you can.
Great job. I just think towards the end, if we had subtitles, it would have
Yeah.
been, the content would have been more accessible and clear.
Yes, ma'am.
My first question is, so how can we balance the enjoyment of boating with the need to protect and preserve our wetlands, while also considering the livelihoods of those who depend on these activities?
Nepal team, are you ready with the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Please come on the
So-
screen. Yeah. You have to share your video as well so that the judges can also see you.
Ma'am, you haven't opened our video yet.
You have to open it, beta.
Ma'am, you have disabled it.
No.
Post.
You
The
can
host
open.
have.
Okay, if Riya ma'am can help us. No, I don't think so, beta. You can do that.
I'm host has disabled it.
Okay, fine. Okay,
Okay,
now
fine.
you can know. You have done it. You have done it. Okay.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
Please answer the question. Answer the question ma'am has asked.
You want me to repeat the question?
Yes, ma'am. Can you please repeat us?
Yes. So the question is, how can we balance the enjoyment of boating with the need to protect and preserve our wetlands while considering the livelihoods of those who depend on these activities? So how do you strike that balance between protection of wetlands and also protecting livelihoods of people who depend on these activities?
So basically, ma'am, we are there for saying no to boating there because wetland is very important for us, and it also have our water resources among Nepal also. So we are there for saying no to boating and motorboat and say to stop the motorboat because in Nepal there are so many animals roaming here and there, as we all have seen also. So in that place, in that wetland, many roaming animals go and feed water in there, which is very good and very necessary for animals also. So in my point of view, people are just destroying our wetland for their personal benefit, which is not good, which is not good for our environment, also for our climate also. And since this week, our Nepal has very different climates also, which is affecting people health also. So so we went there, we raised our voice to stop this all activities, and we just allow them to use motorboat with hands, not with hand boat, not with the electronic boat, because it produces noise pollutions, which affect the bird among there and the people all there. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think that answers my question. That's it from my end.
Okay,
you, ma'am.
Devi ma'am, can you ask the question? Ma'am?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, okay.
So, Team Nepal, congratulations for bringing up a wonderful subject of wetlands and their importance for our ecosystem. My first question would be, you've been mentioning about animals and birds. Have you spotted any of the animals and birds? And like your mentor who was speaking in the video said that all across his 40 years, 45 years, he has seen animals disappearing also. Can you point out any of those important species to me? Any of the birds or the animals which you yourself have seen at Kante Lake?
As ma'am, there are so many birds there, like sparrow, crow, peacock, parrot also. There are so many birds and animals there. But due to these activities, due to the boating system coming there, the animal and bird are just disappearing day by day, which is very bad for us, because we are not able to see the birds and the animals. So we just raise our voice at there, and we all are just against of it, because we want to save our animal, our bird, and our environment. We all know that the birds play a vital role in the climate change also, and animals also have the same role. So yeah, ma'am, we have seen so many birds and animals dissipating day by day. So we raise our voice for the increasement of birds and animals.
My question to Hemant. Hemant, have you seen any mammals or any other large animals there?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question again?
Any of the large mammals have you seen there?
Yes, ma'am. We have seen crocodiles also there, small one crocodiles.
Acha.
And yeah, and some pelicans and some birds also, different types of water birds, especially 37 types of water birds. They come there from Siberia. Not only they are from Nepal, they immigrate from Siberia in Africa. And they have studied about it, and they give us the theme. Now they are running their motor boat. Not only that, we have told them to use pedal boat. Don't use motor boat. Motor boat, it will be fuel, will destroy the water. Not only fuel, even the noise will destroy the animals. So let's save the animals and birds. And this is current issue. Nowadays, our local government, they, for money.
Sir, I have to interrupt here. This question and answer is only for students.
Sorry, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
So my question was for Hemant. Okay, we will go to the next question because we may not be able to accommodate all questions within the time limit. Tell me, how are wetlands useful for the ecosystem other than only being a shelter for the animals and birds? Do you think they are important for the ecosystem also? Otherwise, birds are safe. But still, would you go ahead and protect the wetlands? How are they useful in the ecosystem?
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am, the wetland is very important for us because it collects water for in a certain area, and which produce water in the pump also. Wetlands have to wetlands help to sorry, ma'am. Wetland have disaster resources also. Wetland are very important in Nepal because Nepal is very rich in natural resources, in water resources also. And in every certain places of Nepal, there are wetlands also. And wetland have to increase the temperature in it may make cold temperature also, it may make hot temperature also. It depends upon the people who are doing boating. They may affect. Who are not doing boating, they may not affect. But in my point of view, I think that wetland is very important and essential for us, for the water resources also, for roaming birds, for animals, for people, for every single creature of our environment. Wetland is very necessary for us, for the upcoming generation. They will destroy the wetland. This is sure also, but yeah, we are raising our voice to save our nature, to save our motherland, to save our wetland, and that's all I can say.
Okay, thank you very much. I was glad to see that this is one team which has involved more number of children than just 2 children who have been designated the project. Good job, children. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, Team Nepal, for answering. So moving on, I think this is Team Delhi. You have to get ready. So Ria ma'am, can we?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, beta. Can we have their video, Ria ma'am, Delhi team?
Greetings. I'm Ashim Maheshwari from Bal Bhavan Public School, Delhi, and I'm working on innovative solutions to address water supply issues in Delhi.
Greetings. I'm Karthik Ibban from Bal Bhavan Public School, Delhi, and I'm exploring potential solutions for improving Delhi's power supply issues.
Now we know that Delhi faces water supply issues, especially during the summer season. Have you felt any water supply issues in your area, and what do you think is responsible for it?
I personally have not faced this issue, but in other parts of Delhi, it has been a very major issue for a lot of people in the summer months especially. And I think maybe that is because Delhi doesn't have its own clean water body, clean supply of water. So it has to look towards Haryana and Punjab and neighboring states which have water bodies for the water supply.
In many seasons, have you experienced any water supply issues in that?
You see, water supply, there is abundance of water in rainy season. Underground, and for that matter, even more once in a while, good spell for aid to see the conditions of delicate roads and areas. If the government can find out ways to utilize the water that is waterlogged on the surfaces also, I think one should somewhat solve
So the quantity is not an issue, the quality might be.
quality and there are a lot of drainage waste issues which the government has been trying for many years more, but still still not that. But of course, the mission improves it a lot in the rainy seasons and winters. What do you have as compared to water tools in the south sources?
Do you think the government has taken any major steps to conquer this problem? And have you found any shortcomings from the government side?
Yeah, they have taken many good steps. मैं आपको बताऊं अपने बचपन के टाइम पे तो हमें बाहर बाल्टी लेके पानी भरने जाना पड़ता था, लेकिन आजकल तो टाइम टू टाइम वी आर गेटिंग वाटर इन प्योर वाटर. तो उस टाइम और इस टाइम में मैं अगर कंपेयर करूं तो गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत इम्प्रूवमेंट किया है और बहुत अच्छे स्टेप्स भी लिए हैं. तो पानी की ऐसी दिल्ली शहर में कोई समस्या नहीं है हमारे हिसाब से.
But Delhi doesn't have its own clean water body, clean supply of water. So it has to look towards Haryana and Punjab and neighboring states which have water bodies for the water supply.
If the government can find out ways to utilize the water that is waterlogged on the surfaces also, and in that it should certainly.
तो गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत इम्प्रूवमेंट किया है और बहुत अच्छे स्टेप्स भी लिए हैं. तो पानी की ऐसी दिल्ली शहर में कोई समस्या नहीं है हमारे हिसाब से.
Public School, Delhi, and I am exploring.
Using the power supply wisely. Yes, that's true.
I'd like to ask you, how long have you been a resident in Delhi?
I was born in Delhi. Now I'm 58.
So it has been 58 years.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask you that do you think the power supply issues in Delhi are as frequent as they were in your childhood time, like 40 years, 50 years prior?
वेरी फ्रिक्वेंट है, बहुत डेवलपमेंट हुआ है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के मामले में, पावर सप्लाई के मामले में। मैं आपको बात बताना चाहूँगा अपने चाइल्डहुड की। उस टाइम पे इतना पावर कट होता था कि हम लोग जो हमारे हाउस जो घर था हमारा उसके हम टेरिस पे जाके सोया करते थे बिकॉज ऑफ द पावर कट, क्योंकि पावर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आती नहीं थी तो रात को टेरिस में ही सोना पड़ता था। उसका कोई टाइमिंग नहीं होता था, वो 8 घंटे जा रही है 10 घंटे जा रही है। तो पावर सप्लाई जो इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ है वो तो बहुत ज्यादा हुआ है। इस टाइम तो पावर कट जो होता है वो 5 to 10 मिनट, कभी कोई मेजर फॉल्ट आ गया हाफ एन आवर, मैक्सिमम 1 hour।
So nowadays, people are switching to sustainable alternatives like solar panels in their households. So what are your views on that? Do you think it's beneficial?
I think the word sustainable in itself is the lead of the hour. So of course, through the solar, India has an abundance of sunlight available. So solar power is any day a much better alternative to the orthodox ways of generating power. The more and more the country takes up these sustainable ways, it is going to be beneficial for the country and Delhi for that matter.
बहुत डेवलपमेंट हुआ है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के मामले में, पावर सप्लाई के मामले में। तो पावर सप्लाई में तो गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत इम्प्रूवमेंट किया है।
Solar power is any day a much better alternative to the orthodox ways of generating power.
So, are you ready, Team Delhi, for the question and answers? So, I request Ma'am Shweta to take up Shivani to take up the question first.
Hi, Team Delhi. Great job identifying these critical challenges. As someone currently living in Delhi, I can relate to the power and water issues. It would have been a little better if you had emphasized on the solutions more to these problems. Now, moving forward to the question, apart from a lack of local water resources, what are the other main reasons for Delhi's water crisis?
I think there are certain wastage is very prominent reason. I mean, we can see during the holy time there is wastage of water, and then in common households or transporting water as well, water is being wasted. It's dripping, taps might have. Basically, the wastage of water is one important issue, and then the channels through which the water comes. There was recently a news a few days back in Delhi. The channels with which the water comes, there is leakage in those channels. So that kind of reduces the supply for the people as well. Otherwise, the quality, the summer seasons, we know rivers dry up, which is why from where we're getting the supply, that is reduced. That was said in the video. And then in the rainy seasons, a lot of the water quality goes bad, although that might still be coming, but it's not fit for use. So all this is kind of hampering that supply.
Makes sense. So what would be some solutions you'd suggest to address this water crisis? Specifically under water management, better water management practices.
First of all, government would have to identify places that might be the most affected. See, living in a more urban part of the Delhi, we are not facing much issues in these societies or something. But the people who live in slums and such, they have to depend on the water timings. Like there are timings for when the water is coming and when it's not coming. The government will have to identify some ways to secure water for them as well.
Yeah, I think that answers my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, any more question you want to ask the other kid also?
No, that's about it from my end.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Devi ma'am, can you ask the questions? Yeah.
Okay. Team Bal Bhavan, amazing job. Like my other co-jury members just said, I was also expecting you people to go onto the ground and find some problems rather than only interviewing. So we have just started, like Rekha ma'am was pointing out, and probably in the next coming years, you would take up this same project or maybe on a different subject a little more seriously on field. So coming to Delhi, because I'm partial Delite also, having spent quite some time there, I would like to ask you, where do you find this kind of a problem, or can you notify any one area, not exactly for the water problem, but a wetland where water management could have helped Delhi better, where animals are also dependent, whether, it's a very popular area. I want you to spell that for me.
Ma'am, local water bodies, we are getting water from neighboring states. We don't have any such large water bodies. They have dried up over the years as well. So I guess that is the temperature rising, and over the years it has depleted. But we were not using that water bodies, and
Can you
that
name some of the water bodies?
Ma'am, from the top of my head, I cannot right now.
Okay. So have you heard about Okhla?
Okhla, I've heard about it. Yes.
If you find the chance to go and visit the place, okay? That's a bird area where the birds mostly would stop because it's a wetland over there, and water management through Okhla is crucial for Delhi. Also, because you took up water management and water crisis, you must have mentioned about Yamuna. Okay. So the problem is we have water coming in, and you've seen Delhi floods this year, right?
Yes, yes.
And the last year also. So having such a huge perennial river alongside Delhi, right on the banks, we are still having flooding. So there's some problem with the flushing out of the water from the city also. So when we look at the water problem, it is not just the supply into Delhi, it is also how it is drained out. Okay. My question to your colleague who is there. Yeah. So you were speaking about power supply, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you think that this urbanization, which has grown from a tiny New Delhi into the whole of NCR, will be further controlled in future? Because Delhi is constantly being flocked by people from Haryana, from Punjab, from UP, from Bihar, and the rest of India as well. How do you see this problem? Because this is an ever-rising problem. So every day we have the population adding on. Do we have a power solution for all of them?
So I personally live on the outskirts of Delhi. So I have faced this issue in my life. I see people immigrating from neighboring areas of Uttar Pradesh, like from Meerut and from Aligarh to Delhi, from Haryana as well. And so the Delhi population is rising at a very fast rate. We see that Delhi has already hit the milestone of 1.5 crores, which is extremely high for a small area like Delhi. So naturally the power supply would increase. And the major problem in Delhi is that Delhi is a pretty old city. And seeing the infrastructure of Delhi, seeing the water as well as the power infrastructure of Delhi, I personally don't think it has ever been improved. Delhi's infrastructure is as it was like 50 years, 60 years, 70 years prior. There has been no single improvement. And we are expanding Delhi, but we are not expanding the power infrastructure. So how do we expect that the power supply that we believe that should cope up with the Delhi's increasing population, it should keep track with Delhi's population? How do we expect that is the case? So personally, I think that we must invest in Delhi infrastructure. Plus, I also have a solution that we must, establish some power plants in major areas of Delhi. We see major areas where there's lots of population, but there's not a power plant. But we see areas where there's comparatively less population, very urbanized areas where there's comparatively less population, and there's lots of power. The outskirts of Delhi, which are the most prone to this issue, do not have a well-defined infrastructure. So I would suggest that Delhi government should invest heavily in the power infrastructure, so that the outskirts of Delhi that are vulnerable to this issue they are given the blessing of adequate power supply.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, both of you. I think you did both of great and answering. But I must add to it, I also live in Delhi and I live in East Patel Nagar. I get only 1 hour supply of water at my place. So yes, Delhi water is affected. And as you said, power, yes, it is. So moving on, I think, yeah, you want to add something? Yeah, go on. Beta.
Yeah, I completely agree with your point. Even I live on the outskirts of Delhi, near East Delhi, and at my place there are specific timings for power supply. Like in the morning, it would just come for half or 1 hour, and in the evening, it would come for 1 hour more. And we have to be very, vigilant and very fast with filling out our tanks and stuff for the water supply for the next day. So that's a very, very crucial problem for the city of Delhi.
Yes. So I was also thinking that
I'm also,
you go on.
again,
Go on.
I'm also a resident in Delhi and I don't face any such issue. So we can see there are disparities in Delhi itself.
Okay. I was also thinking whether I'll be able to complete this conference or not. Because again, that supply or power is required for that. Right? So wishing me luck and you all. So moving on, we have now, I think we have to move on to Maharashtra team. So I think, we see Maharashtra team? We will play the video. I think Riya ma'am is helping us from backhand playing the video. So again to Riya ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Namaskar. So the videos.
I am Aryan Godani from the Kalyani School and I represent Pune, Maharashtra. I will be working on a solution for the poor air quality of Maharashtra.
Namaste, my name is Yuvraj Kabrani and I too represent Pune, Maharashtra from the Kalyani School. I'll be working on the problem of the agrarian crisis. Thank you.
Namaste, I am Aryan Godani from the Kalyani School and I am representing Pune, Maharashtra. I am working on a solution for the poor air quality of Pune and I am here to interview my neighbor on the same. Hello, Mr. Kapil.
Hi, Aryan.
Thank you so much for taking out your time to come to this discussion.
My pleasure.
My first question to you is, how long have you been living in Pune?
We've been living over 15 years in Pune.
And have you seen any changes in the climate of Pune?
Yeah, dramatic changes in the climate of Pune. Significant increase in temperature during summertime, flood-like situation during the rainy season, significant increase in traffic conditions.
And have you or anyone you know been affected by this poor air quality?
Yeah, because of the traffic, I've seen in my own family people suffering from breathing issues, as well as the same observation I've heard from my friends and colleagues.
So, what do you think should be done at a community level?
Oh, a lot can be done at a community level. First, if people can opt in for staying close to their workplace. Second, a concentrated effort to increase the plantation of trees in the local community. And third, a significant effort in utilizing public transport like metro and carpooling will help in reducing the traffic, which is the biggest cause of air pollution in the city.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. It was very insightful.
My pleasure.
Thank you. We know industrialization has caused significant damage to the air that we breathe. Pune's climate has worsened over the years, and we must find a solution for this. Bamboo is the perfect solution, as it can absorb more pollutants than other plants and it releases a higher quality of oxygen. It is perfect for urban areas as it grows very fast and takes up very little space.
मेरा नाम युवराज कबरानी है और मैं कक्षा 9 में पढ़ता हूँ। मैं द कल्याणी स्कूल से हूँ जो पुणे महाराष्ट्र में। आज मैं पर्यावरण के बारे में रामेश जी से चर्चा करने आया हूँ। आप बताइए आपका पूरा नाम क्या है?
मेरा नाम रामेश यादव है। मैं गार्डनिंग का काम करता हूँ।
आप कितने सालों से पुणे में रह रहे हैं?
32 साल से।
तो रामेश जी, आजकल जो मौसम का बदलाव है उससे आपके पेड़ पौधों पर क्या बदलाव पड़ेगा?
ये पर्यावरण की वजह से पेड़ पौधों में कीड़े होते हैं, माहू लग जाते हैं, मिलीबग्स हो जाते हैं। ये पौधों को इससे तकलीफ होती है।
क्या इससे आपके काम पे कोई प्रभाव पड़ता है?
हाँ, ये प्रभाव पड़ता है कि पौधों में जो कीड़े लग जाते हैं उनको मेडिसिन देना पड़ता है। मेडिसिन नहीं देंगे तो पौधे खराब हो जाते हैं।
आपके अनुसार इस पर्यावरण के बदलाव से लोगों पर क्या असर पड़ता है?
इस पर्यावरण के बदलाव से लोगों में बीमारी आ जाती है, सर्दी खांसी बुखार, तो बहुत तरह की परेशानियां लोगों को उठाना पड़ता है।
आपको क्या लगता है कि हमें इस पर्यावरण के बदलाव को ठीक करने में क्या करना चाहिए?
इस पर्यावरण को सुधारने के लिए हमें पेड़ पौधे ज़्यादा बढ़ाने चाहिए। और ये जो गाड़ियों का प्रदूषण हुआ है, इससे प्रदूषण, तो ये पर्यावरण खराब होगा। ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पौधे लगेंगे तो ये प्रदूषण में सुधार हो जाएगा।
आपने आज इस चर्चा के लिए अपना समय दिया, इसके लिए मेरा बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू।
Namaste. The agrarian crisis refers to the sluggish growth of agricultural productivity and profitability. This crisis started in the 1990s along with the Green Revolution and has been overlooked since then, not getting a solution to this day. The agrarian crisis is somewhat of catch-22. The farmers need to use fertilizers, chemicals and polluting tools in order to increase their harvest. But unbeknownst to their knowledge, this causes more harm than benefit and causes their crops to wither away. This incentivizes them to use more of these harmful products. This causes the problem to spiral uncontrollably. In the process, not only do the farmers incur a loss, but also the people and more importantly, the environment. This problem is predominantly faced in the state of Maharashtra. In the year 2021 alone, there were 4,064 farmers who ended up taking their lives due to their helpless condition in the state of Maharashtra. The solution to such a dire problem is actually pretty simple. Firstly, the government should help educate these farmers to tell them the harms of using such products. Not everything is the government's job. Secondly, we too can cause a change by spreading awareness, letting people know about these farmers' helpless conditions and setting up funds for them. Lastly, we must tackle the problem from its roots. We must stop the production of materials such as fertilizers, pesticides and other chemicals, as not only do they cause damage to the environment, but so does their production, causing land pollution and air pollution. Thank you.
By now, I'm sure you all have understood the intensity of these problems and why it is so vital to find a solution.
We insist for you to share this knowledge with all around you, so together as a community, we can make the world a better place. As Barack Obama once said, we are the first generation to feel the impact of climate change.
And the last generation that can do something about it. Thank you.
So thank you. I think with the video, over to the judges. So I think Shivani ma'am, you have to start your question first.
Hi. Firstly, you've highlighted crucial challenges. Being from Pune, I've witnessed the deterioration in air quality firsthand, so making your insights even more relatable for me. My first question is, so you talked about bamboo plantation, right? So apart
Yes,
from
ma'am.
bamboo, are there any other plants or trees that also might help clean the air?
Yes, ma'am. There are many plants and trees that help, but I highlighted bamboo because bamboo has many. It's a better plant to use since it uses less space. It can absorb more than 4 times the amount of carbon, and it releases 30% more oxygen than other trees.
Okay. Aryan, are there any downsides, any cons to bamboo plantation?
Well, not exactly, but we cannot completely shift to just using bamboo, as trees are very vital in having a balanced ecosystem, and it's an important part of biodiversity since they provide habitats for wildlife. So I think we should target to provide this balanced ecosystem by planting both.
Makes sense. Also, it'll be interesting if you also look into the cons, research on the cons of bamboo plantation a little more, because there are some studies that say bamboos grow rapidly. Sometimes they also outgrow the native varieties. So that's one point that you can definitely look at.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Another point is you mentioned solutions like living close to workplaces, right? Or using public transport, that helping reducing air pollution. What do you see the problems could be? They might come up when trying to actually implement these solutions. Like say living close to workplace, right? Like what could the potential problems in implementation of these solutions?
Well, some people may not want to shift their entire livelihood close to their workplace. So what we can do is when we build these areas, residential areas, we can incorporate them with these office spaces. For example, I live in Magapata, where the office spaces are very close. So there's barely any commute, which reduces the amount of CO2 we emit.
Okay, makes sense. My question is to Yuvraj now. I think Yuvraj talked about the agrarian crisis, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
how would stopping the production of pesticides affect farmers and crops? Because we also have to think about food security. Like, are there any other ways to protect crops without using pesticides?
Yes, there's many ways to protect crops without using pesticides. Some ways to do them is by using manure and other such natural things. Not only do these stop help in waste management, the things we use at our home, we can donate them for making manure. These are also much better substitutes to pesticides and fertilizers because they're also cheaper than them.
Your voice is cracking. There's some problem with the voice.
Should I
But
repeat
it's
what I
okay.
said?
No,
I could
it's
hear
okay.
you. You were audible. Thank you. Thank you. I think that answers both my questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Over to Devi, ma'am, for the questions.
Yes, Yuvraj and Aryan, very good presentation, but I will request you to not add music to the video next time. That was a little disturbing because I was very keen on listening to you people. It was a little loud. So a soft music in the background would definitely add the aesthetics to your video. But yeah, very good points raised. And my first question would be to Yuvraj, who was mentioned about the farmers' problems. So as students, how do you look at the farmer deaths, which you have very potentially mentioned in your video, and what step can you really take? Because just before me, Mrs. Shivani has already mentioned about food security. That's a huge term, So we just can't ask farmers stop using pesticides and go block on them. And, you can just go ahead and shift into organic. That's a very impracticable solution. So as students, what would be your role in that? Do you really think that there is something which connects you to the ground with the farmers or with the ones who are growing it?
Yes, ma'am. There's many things as like a community or as students we can do. It's like small steps. We can promote the sustainable practices, like I said, such as crop rotation, organic farming, and agroforestry. All these points help the farmers, and they're not that hard for farmers to shift into these. Then we can also educate these farmers and raise awareness. One big problem in Maharashtra are the droughts, and we must teach the farmers about good water management techniques. We can also create seed banks, which preserve indigenous and climate resilient crop varieties. These also ensure that the farmers' crops don't wither away due to these big climate problems.
Okay. Also, how do you see industrialization, which mostly causes water pollution, indulging with the agricultural setup of Maharashtra? Do you think there is something we can do to strike a balance? Like these many industries should be there because we have so many agricultural farms around. Anything which you suggest on that front?
The industry should be set up far away from farming locations. Although this won't be like really easy to implement as of how it is made right now. But in the future, if there's new cities being set up, the people should ensure that they make the industrial areas far away from the agriculture and also like dispose of the waste and the chemicals appropriately.
Right. So did you find anybody who was directly affected by the use of pesticides or the fertilizers in field? Any victims from the farmer's family or something? Anything insightful on that front?
Not exactly, but the gardener who I interviewed, he was saying how his crops are sometimes withering away due to the climate change. and he was having to use these chemicals and all.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Aryan,
Yes, ma'am.
air quality problem is not just for Maharashtra, it's for the entire country. Mostly many parts of the globe which are highly urbanized. So Maharashtra, the population is like beaming. How do you find the solution to the cities mostly where we have a knack of using many vehicles, so much of vehicular traffic? Because you have suggested bamboo plantation as a solution, this is why I'm asking, because we do not have enough of urban forestry around. So do you think bamboo plantation can be actually a very vital solution?
Yes, ma'am. It is incredibly vital because it should be easily incorporated into our urban planning, especially since it takes up so less space. The main problem with trees is finding where to plant them. But bamboos we can plant near office spaces or on the side of roads where we find a little bit of space. And on the traffic viewpoint, it's our responsibility as well to work as a community and carpool towards certain places or use public transport so that we can minimize the CO2 emissions.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. What other than bamboo do you feel can be solutions for controlling air quality?
As I said, carpooling and keeping trying to minimize your carbon footprint. We can stay close to our office spaces so that we do not commute as much and release as much as carbon dioxide.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thanks both of you. I think answering so nicely and confidently. So I just want to share that there are schools which are watching, and the kids or students, they are watching from school, a good number of them from classroom, auditorium. Those who are not even part of that, they are watching us. SD School, Vidya School, Ambala. So thank you for watching us all along. They are sitting in the classroom and watching us in the auditorium. I can see the pictures they are sending me, the students watching. And then we have SD Public School, huge number of Delhi, SD Public School, Delhi, Patel Nagar, all the students, those who are watching. So thank you. And I want to see you next year on the panel. Then we have San Academy, which is also a part of this conference. They are also watching from the classrooms as well as auditoriums. And Mothers Public School, all the students, they are watching us. So thank you for the teachers, principals, for allowing them, giving them permission to watch us. Yes, Neha ma'am, you want to say something?
Ma'am, just a small point which I wanted to mention. I think Yuvraj and Aryan especially forgot to mention that for air quality index in our school, we are continuously checking every day. There are children, those who are assigned the duty to check the air quality of Pune. So we are trying to create awareness also about the same and trying towards it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for adding that. So I think Ria ma'am would share one link. Those who are there, attendees, they can fill that form and get their certification right now. So we are moving. So before moving, I request, I think, both the judges to speak a few words of encouragement to our kids. And after that only we will move on to panel 2. So we will start again just like we were going. Shivani ma'am, can you have speak 10 words of encouragement for all the students, those who have joined us online from different parts of India and Nepal as well?
Thank you, ma'am. Firstly, I want to commend all of you for such thoughtful selection of topics in your videos, right from air quality issues to how climate change is impacting farming and weaving in Orissa, water crisis in Delhi. I think you've really identified some of the most pressing challenges we face today. You've highlighted how climate change isn't just a distant issue anymore. It's happening right now, affecting all walks of life, our environment, health, even the food we eat. Climate change represents a long-term shift in weather patterns. primarily driven by human activities. The consequences are already visible. We're witnessing rising global temperatures, melting ice caps, extreme weather events. For instance, when natural disasters strike, they can devastate communities, lead to food shortages, and increase health risks. So, this is clearly a clarion call for all of us to take action. The economic consequences of climate change are equally far reaching. We must acknowledge the social justice aspect in it as well, that marginalized communities often suffer the most from climate change adverse impacts. In today's digital age, technology and social media can play a powerful role in raising awareness and mobilizing action. So, by sharing information online, by conducting more such conferences with active participation from all students, you can inspire others to join this fight against climate change. In conclusion, I would say, as youth today, you have the power to influence change and combat climate change. Remember, when it comes to addressing this pressing challenge, solutions are often very local. So it's crucial to understand the specific conditions and local context of your cities and areas to outline effective strategies. So thank you, and keep up the great work.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Over to Devi, ma'am. Ma'am, just 10 minutes of encouragement to all those who have joined us.
Okay. First of all, I would thank the Climate Project Foundation for starting this initiative. Very, very valuable words from Mr. Pundir at the beginning. I'm glad he has taken this pain to connect dots, join the dots, because we are all together in fighting this climate crisis. Lots of, commendations to Rekha Madam and Ria Babe, because they have been the team behind all this effort. It takes a lot, let me tell you, because I've been organizing programs, so I know how it works. And little tidbits, because even yesterday we were having a chat over this thing, how to modify it further. So coming to students, I think the most laudable efforts by the students here on this platform. My only request to this particular foundation would be this should not stop at one platform. It must be a everyday routine for us. Look at yoga. It started somewhere, was buried, embedded for ages. It came back with a bang, and now it's a part of daily life.
Yes,
look at UPI payments. I know I'm making very liberal and casual comments, but this is for examples, children. Just understand, without Google Pay, you cannot maybe, or any pay, you cannot maybe sustain these days.
Yeah.
Until and unless these problems become a part of your life, they already are. So the solutions, the thinking, which Mr. Pundir very rightly pointed out, this critical thinking, children, is extremely important. Why these schools are being boomed with bang with so many programs, so many projects these days, is because we want you to not stop thinking. People would grow up, they would get into jobs, they will get into beautiful colleges, amazing degrees, everything will go on. Only if the planet survives, only if Earth holds on. And recently we have heard so much about temperature rising, increasing the water levels, slowing down the pace of rotation. I mean, that was scary. Look at all those disasters which have gone up. So my only ask is, in fact, to the foundation again, I was also expecting something about plastic usage that did not come up. That is one of the things I will be, sad about. I'm expecting a lot maybe from next year. I'm not sure if I'll be a part again, but still.
Ma'am, you will be. Ma'am, you will be definitely. We'll again travel you wherever you are.
I welcome all these ideas which have been put up by children, but my only word to them would be, when you look at the problem, do not stay there with the interviews, with the points, with the discussions. Please take it back to your friends, discuss amongst yourselves. The way we have discussed about cricket, the way we discuss about music, name it, and it becomes a everyday living room attribute with us. This should be something like that. Somebody not switching off a fan or a light should not be casual anymore. You see the vibes which people have created with Fridays for Future, with a lot of other platforms which has come up. Why can't students' movement become something which presses upon policymakers that either this or not? Here I would mention something very, very significant. I was in Pune last year. I so much loved that city. I would specifically mention about Pune, although I stay in Bhubaneswar and I love my city and its greens also. But Pune took care not to cut down the trees and make pavements and pathways along those trees, whether the roads get twisted or not. You know, kudos to such municipalities, such efforts. This is the need of the hour. If we are not enough sensitized about the problems, anything which happens around will not be a problem to us. But on the contrary, we do not know that it is we who are being threatened every single day. I'll give you one more small example from Odisha. There is a lake called Tampura Lake in the district of Berhampur. We had so much of these boating issues, like my young friends from Nepal have pointed out. We had banana boats and some plastic boats coming up, all those machinized, motorized peddling happening over there. And this had created too much of problem for the local migratory birds. We raised voice, all the activists, naturalists, we made it a point, whatever concretization has happened should be stopped right there. And the government took action. It actually got stopped. So we had some concretization, but that was it. We did not have it anymore. No more ecotourism, hustle over there. A little bit of tourism is always welcome, children, but too much of it can create a pressure. We fail to understand. Look at Uttarakhand, look at what has happened to Wayanad. You know, we can go on and on. Crisis is bound to come because we haven't controlled our population. Yeah. That is one front where children cannot do much, but you can at least be aware. So if this particular theme of this, the concept of this foundation goes into your daily lives, that probably will be success to all of us, even the jury and the founders and the people who are trying to put it forward. Thank you so much, children, for joining. I'm glad so many people, I was just checking the participant list, and Madam Rekha has also pointed out that there are so many children, others listening into their classrooms and auditoriums. So which is very encouraging that children are taking back values from this. Please do not stop here. That's my only ask. Take it into your chaupatis, your chai sessions, into your break times, wherever you can discuss this. Come up with ideas. We are all open arms. We will discuss about it and take it into platforms wherever necessary. Get engaged and involved with the government. Log into MyGov. There are a lot of platforms you can share your ideas. There is something called Ideas for Life, which is going on. Please pitch in wherever you can. You can approach us also. We will do whatever is essential, because it's not about any government, non-government, private, anything. It's about our lives on this planet. Nothing comes before that. Nothing comes beyond that. Okay. Thank you so much. And congratulations once again to the entire backend team and all the students out there. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. This is to inform everyone that we have more than, I think, 4,000 students, those who are watching from the classrooms, watching from everywhere. I am saying just 4,000, 5,000, but I think more than that, because the whole school is watching us. Even Army Public School has joined from Meerut, Kent. Just now, all the students are joining and they are watching us alive to ma'am. They are listening to ma'am, our jury also, whatever the question, and they are staying with us. And I'm getting all the pictures on my phone. That is why I have to forward it to my team, and so that they can relay that. So on behalf of the entire team of students of Climate Action Conference, don't go away, kids, those who are there with us on line and or live in the classrooms and auditorium. We have panel 2, but before going to panel 2, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to ma'am, and for evaluating the students' video and contributing to the success of the event. And what ma'am said, we have voices and we have to truly take our voices to all the platforms. I think we truly appreciate ma'am's commitment and fostering a better future, I think, and supporting this generation of climate leader. I think your valuable feedbacks, ma'am, will help the students to grow and refine their own ideas. These students, I think, they are going to take that, and whatever feedbacks you have given, I am sure that they will take it, and we are going to make a conference better next time with your support. And we are going to disturb you again next year to be on the panel. So thank you once again for your generous contribution of time and expertise. Your involvement have been a lasting impression on our conference and the students, those who have participated. Moving on, I think, thank you, ma'am. both of you, Shivani ma'am and Devi ma'am. Heartfelt thanks to you, and we will disturb
Thank
you
you. Thank
again
you for
next.
having me. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we begin our second panel. Let me take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed judges. I can see them on line here. First is Miss Meenakshi Ajit. Ma'am is a development policy lead at the Institute of Competitiveness, the Indian Knot of Global Network of the Institute of Strategy and Competitiveness at Harvard Business. She leads the institute's research and policy priorities across 6 strategic priorities, that is pertaining to sustainability from a multilateral perspective. She is formerly working with Ministry of External Affairs ex-consultant in the G20 Secretariat during India's presidency. As part of the G20 team, she worked in the development working group in the Sherpa track. She was the lead consultant working on climate and environment, and especially the flagship priority of life, and co-drafted the 2020-30 action plan on accelerating progress for SDGs. And then we have welcome ma'am to the conference, and I know that panel 2 is very delighted to have you. Next we have Mr. Nitish Barol. Sir is a development and humanitarian professional with expertise in youth leadership, climate action, and disaster risk reduction. Sir is worked with United Nations, government agencies, and grassroots organization to build resilience through education, community work, and capacity development. He is also the founder of Youth for Resilience. This youth-led and youth-based organization has reached over 1,000 of young people through training program focused on climate crisis, disaster risk reduction, SDGs. Sir is also sought after speaker at national and international forums, advocating for meaningful youth engagement in policy making, decision making processes. We have 3 teams participating in this panel too: West Bengal, Team Kashmir, and Team Tamil Nadu. We had Bangladesh also. Bangladesh students were not able to participate in this conference due to the disturbances in their country, and they participated only for 2-3 sessions initially in July month, and but they could not do it after that. But so now we moving on. We would want Team West Bengal to get ready for the video presentation and the question answers later. So I request Ria ma'am to play the video of Team West Bengal, Darjeeling.
मेरो नाम परशुराम हिङमान र म यो गाउँको यो समाजको जनरल सेक्रेटरी हो।
हजुर, तपाईँ कति वर्षको?
मेरो उमेर 57 इयर्स।
हजुर, तपाईँले के काम गर्नुहुन्छ?
म चाहिँ गभर्मेन्ट स्कुल प्राइमेरीमा यहाँ जरबस्ती प्राइमेरी स्कुलमा हेड टिचरको पदमा अहिले म कार्यरत छु।
हजुर, मेरो प्रश्न तपाईँलाई यो छ, तपाईँले दार्जिलिङमा वातावरणमा देख्नु भएको समस्याहरू के छ?
दार्जिलिङमा वातावरण विषयलाई लिएर हेर्दाखेरि प्रभाव नै हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ पानीलाई मैले लिएको छु या म त्यो प्रकारले हेर्छु है। र त्यसले गर्दाखेरि यदि अब जलवायु परिवर्तन भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि आज यहाँनिर ग्लोबल होइन एउटा बढिरहेको छ होइन, हिमालको हिउँहरू पग्लेर झरिरहेको छ होइन, पानीको स्रोतहरू सुकिरहेको छ होइन, झार जङ्गलहरू मरिरहेको छ। र यदि यहाँनिर पानी नै रहेन भनेदेखि आज संसारमा हुने आज जति पनि पशु प्राणी मानिस मात्रै होइन, पशु प्राणीदेखि लिएर उद्भिददेखि लिएर सबै कुरोलाई यसले एउटा नकारात्मक असर पार्छ। साथसाथै दार्जिलिङमा 50 पैसा लिटर गरेर पानी किनेर खानुपर्ने एउटा स्थिति छ। र साथसाथै कतिजना स्टुडेन्टहरू म कमान बस्तीतिर विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई देख्छु होइन, सहर बजारतिर देख्छु आज स्कुलबाट आएर घर आएर उनीहरू बुल्डङ बोकेर गएर पानीको सोर्सहरूबाट पानी बोकेर ल्याउनु पर्ने होइन। यो पानी बोकेर ल्याउनु ठुलो कुरो नहोला, तर आज त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि विद्यार्थी वर्गहरूलाई पढाइ एउटा शिक्षा क्षेत्रमा पनि यसले बाधा पुर्याएको म महसुस गर्छु। र मलाई
मेरो प्रश्न तपाईँलाई यो छ, जलवायु परिवर्तनले गर्दा नदीको स्रोतहरूलाई यसले कसरी प्रभाव पारेको छ?
र जुन चाहिँ जलवायु परिवर्तनले गर्दाखेरि नदीको स्रोतलाई होइन नदी भन्नाले चाहे तिमीले ठुलो नदी मान या तिमीले सानो नदी मान या खोला मान जेसुकै गर जसरी जुन प्रकारले मान्छौ है तर जलवायु परिवर्तन मैले भनिहालेँ आज ग्लोबल बढी बढिरहेको छ है हिट बढ्यो होइन तापक्रम बढ्यो आज तिमीले दार्जिलिङमै हेर यहाँनिर पानीको यहाँनिर आँप फल्ने स्थिति आइरहेको छ होइन अम्बक फल्ने स्थिति आइरहेको छ हो क्या मेवाहरू फल्ने स्थिति भइरहेको छ जहाँनिर पहिले यो कुराहरू मधेसतिर हुन्थे गरममा हुन्थे होइन भनेपछि यहाँ दार्जिलिङको क्षेत्रमा पनि गरममा पनि यहाँनिर यो फल्नु थाल्यो भने चाहिँ यहाँ पनि दार्जिलिङमा पनि गरमको तापक्रम बढेर गएको हामी देख्छौँ निश्चय नै यसको प्रभाव पहाडमा मात्रै नभएर यहाँको खोला नालालाई मात्र नभएर यहाँको पानीको स्रोतलाई मात्रै नभएर यसले तल गएर समुद्रलाई पनि असर गर्छ होइन त्यही समुद्रको पानी जमिन बुनी प्रकारले जुन प्रकारले रिचार्ज हुन्छ होइन जमिन बुनी जुन चाहिँ पानी रिचार्ज हुन्छ त्यही रिचार्ज भएको पानीहरूलाई आज उनीहरूले ह्यान्ड पम्पहरूले विभिन्न प्रकारका पम्पहरूले घरमा उठाएर खाने गर्छ।
अर्को प्रश्न छ खानेपानीको समस्या लिएर यहाँका जनताहरूले भोग्नु परेको समस्याहरू के छन्?
खानेपानी विषयलाई लिएर यहाँको जनताले भोग्नु परेको समस्याहरू है यहाँनिर पानीको सोर्सहरू विशेष हामीले सोर्सहरूलाई कन्ट्रोल गर्नु सकेन सोर्सलाई हामीले संरक्षण गर्नु सकेनौँ भने त्यहाँबाट पनि हामीले दुःख पाउँछौँ होइन पानीको स्रोत नगरपालिका दार्जिलिङ क्षेत्रलाई हेर्नु भने नगरपालिकाले दिन्छ खानेपानी दिने काम गर्छ होइन नगरपालिकाले पनि कति दिन दिने आज उनीहरूको पनि सोर्स घटेर गइरहेको अनुभव गर्छौँ हामी होइन दार्जिलिङमा 4 दिन 5 दिनमा खानेपानीहरू वितरण हुन्छ होइन त्यसले गर्दा यो पनि एउटा यसको प्रभाव नै हो होइन नकारात्मक या पानीको अभाव या पानीको अभावले गर्दाखेरि जनता जनार्दन सबैलाई नै एउटा असर परेको म महसुस गर्छु।
थ्याङ्क यू।
ल
मेरो नाम चाहिँ पवन यादव धाम्ना हो।
तपाईँ कहाँका बासिन्दा हुनुहुन्छ?
म यही स्पेनिङको गर्नु चिया बगान।
तपाईँले अनि यो दार्जिलिङमा अब प्रब्लम्सहरू लाइक के देख्नुहुँदैछ क्राइसिस?
प्रब्लम भन्नाले चाहिँ म त कुन विषयको प्रब्लम?
क्लाइमेट क्राइसिस।
प्राइभेट स्पेसेस भन्ने चाहिँ त्यो विषय पर्यावरण छ है यसमा चाहिँ मैले के देख्दैछु भने चाहिँ पहिला चाहिँ अब धेरै यहाँनिर रुख बिरुवाहरू थियो है रुख बिरुवाहरू सबैले एउटा सोसियल कतिजना सोसियल एक्टिभिटीले पनि जग्गा जग्गामा कमानबारीतिर जङ्गलतिर बारीतिर रुख बिरुवाहरू रोप्ने गर्थ्यो तर अहिले सबै यो अहिले वर्तमान समयमा चाहिँ एकदमै मान्छे अलिकति ढिलाइपन छ यस्तो प्रकारले यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि रुखपातहरू छैन मासिँदै जाँदैछ सबैजनाले रुख काटेर आराहरू कटाएर घरहरू बनाएर त्यस्तो प्रकारले चाहिँ वन जङ्गलहरू मासिँदै गएको छ त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अब अहिलेको फिलहाल हेर्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब हाम्रो जग्गामा मात्र नभएर बाँकी अरू जग्गातिर पनि हुँदैछ यस्तो है र हाम्रो जग्गामा चाहिँ एकदमै बेसी भीषण गर्मीको एउटा तापमान बढिरहेको छ पहिलाको जुन प्रकारको एउटा दार्जिलिङ मानिन्थ्यो है एउटा पार्क रहने दार्जिलिङ भनेर जसलाई चाहिँ हिमपात भएर यहाँनिर मान्छे धेरै मनोरञ्जन गर्न आउँथ्यो त्यो विषयहरूलाई त्यो दिनहरूलाई हेरेर ल्याउँदा अहिले आकाश र पतालको फरक पाउँछौँ हामी यहाँनिर अहिले त्यो पहिला जुन प्रकारको एउटा चिसो एउटा हिमपात हुन्थ्यो है त्यो अहिले छैन वन जङ्गल मासिएर त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब धेरै यहाँनिर अब यो कमानमा चाहिँ टी गार्डनतिर चाहिँ धेरै समस्याहरू पनि अहिले चाहिँ खडा छन्।
जलवायु परिवर्तनका कारणले चिया बगानमा देखिएका समस्याहरू चाहिँ के हुन्?
अब यो जुन चाहिँ जलवायुको कारणले गर्दा समस्याहरू त अब त्यसै पनि समस्या भइहाल्छ कि जब चाहिँ यहाँनिर कुनै पानीको सोर्स छैन कहीँबाट यस्तो ठुलो पहिलाको जस्तो अहिले पानी झरी हुँदैन बर्खा झरी भन्छ तर त्यस्तो बर्खा झरी पनि अहिले हुन सकेको छैन यो सबै कारण हाम्रो जुन चाहिँ यो हरियालीपन थियो त्यो घटेर गएको कारणले गर्दा नै यहाँनिर धेरै समस्याहरू खडा छ कमानमा काम गर्ने मान्छेहरू यो गर्मीको कारणले गर्दाखेरि कमानमा काम गर्न छोडिसक्यो त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि अब यो कमानको धेरै समस्याहरू बढ्दै जाँदाखेरि यो जलवायु जुन एउटा परिवर्तनको जुन उयो छ है त्यसमा चाहिँ धेरै प्रब्लमहरू छ अहिले चाहिँ।
अर्को छ चिया बगानमा पुरानो समयमा देखिने र अहिले समयमा देखिने भिन्नता।
पहिला त अब पहिला त
धेरै राम्रो थियो है मान्छेले आफ्नो एउटा आफ्नो सोच इच्छाले रुख बिरुवाहरू रोप्थ्यो वन जङ्गलमा कमानबारीमा त्यसमा एउटा शीतलता भन्ने थियो है शीतलता भन्ने थियो यहाँनिर कुनै कुरोको त्यस्तो एउटा कमी महसुस थिएन कसैलाई पनि त्यस्तो कमी महसुस भएको लाग्थेन तर अहिले घरि हेर्दाखेरि खै अब समय अनुकूल एउटा यो परिवर्तन पनि हुनसक्छ त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि परिवर्तन त धेरै परिवर्तन छ पहिलाको जुन प्रकारको चिया बगानहरू चल्थ्यो सुचारू रूपमा समयमा एउटा रोजीरोटी जुन चाहिँ एउटा दैनिक एउटा खर्च थियो त्यो पनि एउटा समयअनुसार नै प्राप्त भएको थियो हुन्थ्यो तर अहिले फिलहाल चाहिँ अब त्यो सब हुन सकेको छैन धेरै यस्तो प्रब्लमहरू छ यो प्रब्लमहरू कोही कस्तो प्रकारले कहाँबाट कसरी चाहिँ सल्भ गर्नुपर्ने हो त्यो चाहिँ म अहिले भन्नु सक्दिनँ
So are the students ready with the question and answers? We will move to Meenakshi ma'am, your questions to the students.
Okay. Thank you, Naina and Khushi. You've touched upon very critical issues that are also closer to home, to your home, especially when it comes to the issues faced by tea garden workers due to the impact of climate change and also about the melting of glaciers. I really appreciate the range of topics you have covered. So now coming to my question, how do you think the melting of glaciers has affected the water sources in Darjeeling, if you talk in terms of the quality and availability of water?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Can you put on your video also, beta? Please put on your video also.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. What I think the melting of glaciers has affected the water scarcity problems in Darjeeling is the melting of the snow has led to the floods and which is destroying the villages and according to which there are scarcity of water in Darjeeling. The melting of snows has led to the floods that are most recent in our regions. Like recently, we saw that the Tista River has flooded at in a very massive wave, which has destroyed the properties, lives, and so many other properties of people. And many people suffered from the loss of their life. And
Thank you, Khushi. Now, my next question is, after listening to the problems faced by the people you have interviewed, do you think climate change and social development are interrelated? Can you tell me how they are interrelated?
yeah, I personally believe that social development and the climate crisis are equally interrelated. They are actually directly proportional to each other. There is a clear-cut impact on the environment due to our social activities, like constructing of industries, buildings, and the infrastructures that we developed in our areas led to the massive destruction in the environment, like having industries that can pollute our air. It pollutes our air. Using pesticides to increase the quantity of our product, we are damaging our soil. And in this way, I think they are fully interconnected with each other. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. That's it from my end.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on, I think, Nitish sir, you have your question for the students.
Thank you. Thank you, Khushi and Naina. First of all, I really like your idea of, to conducting interviews in your local language, which allows people to share their views with emotions. So congratulations. And the range of topics you covered, it's very important, affecting you at that region, I just want to ask the one questions, there's one very particular discussions happening is especially about water crisis or especially the drinking water availability. I just want to know, do you also think because one of the reasons Darjeeling is very famous tourist destinations, So do you think like a lot of tourists coming also have a negative impact of the environment in Darjeeling, also the availability of water?
Yes, Khushi.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you
What
answer
I
that?
think, yes, ma'am. I think the tourists has affected our place, Darjeeling, a lot. I think the tourists, due to the invasion of the tourists, people visit here, and we also faces the water scarcity a lot due to them, because the big hotels and the restaurants, they buy the water which needs to be supplied to the local people, because the main source of water is the municipality and the spring water. And due to the decrease in the number of our springs, most people are here to buy. The days has come where we have to buy the water per liter 50 rupees. So the municipality provides us with those water. But due to the large number in the increase of the tourists, the big hotels, resorts, homestays are now buying the water from the municipality, and it is not able to reach to our people. So I think in the water scarcity problem, the tourists are affecting the local people.
Thank you, Khushi. Just one more question. There was one discussion came up during the second part of the interview, which Nana talked about the social activities. I just want to, ask you, like, as a student, as a school group, what are the social activities you can take at your level, at your school level, at different levels you can take related the issues you highlight and the solutions you can propose and do it at your level as a student.
Naina wants to answer that.
Ma'am, I will
Yes,
be
ma'am.
answering this.
Yeah, do that.
As a student, we can do as a social activity. We can aware the people. We can aware the students in our school, and we can aware the public and our tea garden workers that they should raise their voice for their wages. As like in our tea garden, the most important problem is for wages. So they should raise their voice for wages, and we can aware them.
Ma'am, I would like to add some more to
Okay.
that.
Okay.
As our school has already taken many outreach programs, like we had taken a nearby village to our school, that is Harida Satra, where we did the water management, where we every month twice in a month we always used to go and measure the water, and in the process our main motive was to increase the volume and to give the people the better quality of water, because the springs that we saw there were mostly covered with garbages. People have dumped all types of waste there. So we first cleared the area, and then our motive was to give better quality of water to the people. We have also done many cleanups to our areas, our schools, different places like Tiger Hill and many more. And what our motive is to make people aware through mass media, and like every student needs to be able to explain their family, their society, what are the problems that we will be facing in our upcoming futures due to our activities. That needs to be the most responsible duty that students needs to do right now, what I think is. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you from my side.
Thank you, judges, and thank you, Khushi and Naina. So moving on, I think we have another video for Team Kashmir. Kashmir team is ready with, I think, both the school. There are two schools participating from Kashmir with two students with two different problems. Each one is having one problem each. They have covered, and we have combined them into one video. So can we have the videos, and are the students ready, please, with the question answers?
Yes, ma'am, we are ready.
Okay, okay. Play the video.
From melting of glaciers to flash floods, climate change has its drastic effects on Kashmir Valley. So today we have interviewed some people to know their views and experiences about climate change in the valley.
We have seen in our recent times the change in our climate, whether it is the rising of temperature of Kashmir, glaciers melting, or low snowfall or low rainfall patterns. So it has affected our lives, it has affected our studies, and also affected our environment.
Routines was fark ki zan brot os pewan sheen os pewan rood os pewan tat muz os mushim asan yem koti kharab shijar grotier lagan yos asan share netan ti wal kazaret once November December January ta yos asan barabar kus chalay kalana yazan chi wana at muz ti os lagan baji bari tim shijar gan.
It has affected our studies also, as we have seen the recent heat waves in Kashmir affected the life of students, whether it's the flood of 2014, which also affected our studies. We have also seen the impact of climate change in the mental health of students. It can cause stress and anxiety also. We have also seen that it can affect our health. The changing environment can affect our health.
जानवर जवान योर वारिया तिमन जानवरन गई उनका वारिया फर्क ही युजन यति युजन टावर पावर बने अंसी गई जानवर कम कई जास यवान बुलबुल यवान काव यवान यमदन उनकस परिंदा चरिंदा छ गंट छ उम छ तिम छ बराबर यवान असवन जानवर वारिया यम तोत यवान नेबर पेट कई जास यवान तिम गरन मज ओल यारान तिम जानवर तिमन जानवरन मज आय यति कमी तिमन जानवर मज आय वारिया कमी.
Behind me, you can see the beautiful lake of Kashmir, Dal Lake. But it has also seen different temperature fluctuations that are retarding its beauty. And it has seen its temperature rise that are changing it dramatically. So let's see, among the local people who are native of Dal Lake, what are the things that are happening around them. Assalamu alaikum. Turkish Shubbasan, tuhundis rozgaris pet kitken pe asar yus.
Asar pe yeterli pe doğru. Sayın Kashmiri. Malab aksi do kılmet, bunda garmi jadi turistik var var amujuk izat hindi. Makaran bade jadi में asar pe turistik var ki divanç में कम चार turistik var. Bale इधर मतलब रोज किसान बड़े asar पे रोजगार asar पे रोजगार क्या शिकायत भी तैसे asar कमा करना asar रोजगार से की रिसार्च. ये मज़ ज़ात रात पूरी की. बले यहाँ पे आयल बड़ी है. बेस दिन दाल तुदा साफ. बले ये बोला कोई मुगल प्लान बंद. और तो पका ऑफ स्कोर बंद है बोल. मुझे पता ऑफ स्कोर दिमाग बंद. ये पका पोल्यूशन आपस आपको मुश्किल गाड़ी ते माया. ये मुझे में ऑक्सीजन कम. गाड़ी ते माया सोरे माया. मुझे वित्त विश्व पाने कितना मुश्किल ना कितना मुश्किल.
अगर रिपोर्ट मुताबिक सदस्य हाउस बोट कशीर मज वरियस मज तम गई क्रैश तक सुबासान तिमन मुतलिक कित कन गई तम क्रैश
When get crash, you want to up, he want out and man, up, you want to look so. Mushiki one obas. Mushiki one obas, which is not a tourist creation. Quality to each other. We can sit about the one. That's because I was living Mushiki, told you. Let's see, was so much came us up, but
तब से गई बेमार गसान बच्चे गई पानी बेमार छो खराब तब ब्रोट आब साफ चमान ब्रोट आब वन आब साफ कहें
यिथकन अस वुचान एक्वेटिक लाइफ अत मज रोजान यिथकन गाड़ तम ज्यादा दपान तम 25 to 30 डिग्री सेल्सियस मज तम आराम सान हेकान जिंदा रूदित मगर अगर तिमन मामूली ज्यादा गसी तापमान तम हेकान मरित
तम मरन यह पे क्या आब गो बंद यह गो ऑक्सीजन गो बंद अगर अस ऑक्सीजन अस मरो ना यमो गो गाड़ गई आब गो बंद तमो गो तम मे अमे बिचार आब बह आबस अमे आब बंद अमे मे गाड़ बिचार गाड़ ऑक्सीजन पकान आब चालू यह ऑक्सीजन यह मशीन बड़ी बड़ी मशीन तमो कर कहें फील कत डलस मज गोम दवान कत तो तजल दवान कहें गवर्नमेंट कम मशीन वा 4 सफाई कर डलस असल पे वो नायाब दल गो साफ नलकब पूरा गुट पकान तक लेमे मुश्क
अंकल बेस रीसेंट हीट वेव तापमान गो हद खुद ज्यादा तम क्या असर कम पकन ये गई बंद वह यप रोजगार रपी 10 गलस मज खमो क्या अयात अयात लकड़ अयात खमो क्या यप गो टेम्परेचर बढ़े यप सही यप गो पोल्यूशन तो डलस टूरिस्ट मान क्या वसने वो ये डल से मुश्क तक तो पिल तो यह मेर पे आब यल यह गाड़ तो मरन क्या मुश्क रोजान क्या नलक आब सह लेमे आब पकान तक मुश्क बुलान न चल न कह So it was the all that we produced to you, how the Dal is affecting and how the locals of the Dal are affecting by the severe heat wave. This was the critical issue and it was the major fluctuation that I raised here because being the native of Kashmir, it is our pride. Dal Lake is our pride and see how it is happening, how it is retarding day by day and it's vanishing around. We have visited Dal Lake. We found here the Canadian weed. It occurs when people, the native who live in the Dal Lake, they throw their waste, sea waste, each and everything in the Dal Lake. So you can see, take a look on it. It decreases the oxygen level in the Dal Lake and thus contaminates our beautiful piece of art in Kashmir.
गो पान तथ जाए कम टाइम सह आब चावो क्या चावो ये आबू
ये कहानी है उन
सैफरान रेट मगर सैफरान
पोशीदा ही रहती है
ब्रो जनाब वक्त पे शीन वक्त पे रूद पे तम सान पोश वनकस ना पे रूद न पे शीन शीन पे इंचन मज तम पे फुटन मज
ब्यूट थो जमींदारों अमे मूजूब वन बराबरी बंजर बनोमुत जमीन
ईरानस मे बोजान कनालस ना 1 किलो ये ना दागन अत 4 तो 9
Today I am at my hometown Pampore and we have come to Letpora that leads in the production of saffron. This is the picture of saffron at the blooming time and after we dry it, it looks like this. In camera we'll show you it. It looks like this. But you know, my dear friends, 75,000 of flowers are used just to take 1 ton of a saffron.
So that was nice, but I think there was little subtitles missing. So we have the students. Can you just give a gist of that? What was spoken while they were, so that everybody can understand, those who are here. So I think you can do, or yes, Mohit, you can do.
Yes,
both.
ma'am. I had edited the subtitles, but I don't know why they are not.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. So I will explain it. So they're being coming from a beautiful, we say when Kashmir names comes up, we say that it is paradise on earth, and it is the state where everyone wants to visit. But it was hard for me to just choose two problems, as this beautiful heaven was struggling from different problems. And talking about starting from Dal Lake, we went to that place, and there were not so many tourists seen as they were coming before. So we talked to the native. They were the people who live in houseboats. So we talked to them about it. So they were saying that in houseboats, they are facing problems even to sit, as it is their home. For us, we live here, but they are the native of Dal Lakes. They are attached to that place. So they say that they have to keep carpets, curtains, each and everything out of their home. Only then can they sit there and sit with their family. And also they were talking about the aquatic life. They say that the oxygen supply, the fishes, for them there is a temperature that is 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Only they can survive in that very temperature. But if there is a sensitive ratio or it is increasing from 31, 32, they cannot survive. It becomes difficult for them, and the oxygen supply gets cut. Thus, they face problem and they die. And there are many cases. There are almost 17 species of fishes from Dal Lake. They have been extinct. And later on, we went to Canadian weed that had been pulled out at that very time. So we were fortunate to see that, and to mention that also, it also create problem there. The oxygen supply gets cut down there also. And if I talk about saffron, I myself belong to Pampur, and it is called Saffron Town. And it was so unfortunate to me when I went there and talked to the people, how they were saying. It was in my mind that we are just it is decreasing and it's getting vanished. But later on, when I talked to them, I realized it more. I was connecting with them, what they're thinking, or how their livelihood is in danger. So they talked about the first man right there. He spoke really well about saffron, how it is decreasing. He said that 75,000 flowers are just needed to create 1 ton of saffron. And it is the second largest Kashmir after Iran. It's the second largest place that can produce saffron. But the temperature fluctuations, change in the weather patterns, and the irregular precipitation, it is just decreasing day by day. And the saffron is sold at whopping price, though the temperature at the starting it needs moisture, but a little. In between, it needs some rainfall, and at the blooming time, there is no need of rainfall to saffron, and its manipulation is very, very hard. We have to take care of saffron.
So I think, Mohit, your video has stopped, or I think we can't listen to you. But nicely you have explained everything, the amount of work you have done on ground. So we will, I think we have lost her. She'll come back again. By the time, I think, question, ma'am, Meenakshi ma'am can start her question with, I think we already have Hashim, you have there? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
For question for Hashim, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Team Kashmir. I think it was a very nicely done project. You've touched upon issues that are very close to the youth of today as well. You talked about the impact on mental health, the impact on education. I mean, the questions were very well framed. You covered a wide range of issues. And even Mohit, for that matter, the fieldwork done was very extensive, and I really appreciate that. So my question to you, Hashim, would be, how do you think the local communities in the valley are adapting to the impacts of climate change? What was your understanding after doing the interview? How are they adapting?
So, so far from my observations, when we interviewed these people, so we realized that it's important for them, as from talking about saffron or Dal Lake, even about the birds, we realized that it's important that the people have to understand what climate change is, because in most parts of Kashmir right now, people, whether they are old in age or young, they have no idea about climate change, but the schools are taking initiatives to aware people and the students mostly, because students are the future of any youth we are talking about. And it's important that we aware the youth of the particular place so that we can take measures about it and against climate change, which is a global issue right now. So I think that.
Thank you. Is Mohit back? I did have one question for her.
Mohit is back. Is
Extremely
Mohit
sorry.
back?
Her coordinator, she's trying her level best, but her network connectivity is very weak. That's why
Okay, no problem. Not
she
an
has been
issue.
dropped.
Yes.
Please give her a chance.
All right. We are waiting for her. No problem, ma'am.
Okay,
We are
yeah.
waiting.
Maybe I will. That's my
I
question
think
to Hashim. So
Okay.
Mr. Nitish can.
Yes, sir. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Meanwhile, we are waiting for Mohit. We can ask Hashim a question. Hashim, I really like, the video and the topic it touched upon, especially related with the mental health. Like there's a lot of discussions going on right now about how climate change is also affecting mental health. There's a new term coming a lot in discussions is called eco-anxiety. I just wanted to ask you, like now, as you are a student and you are already feeling the impact of climate change, how you are thinking about how you're going to cope up with this impact of climate change on your mental health, or how you're going to support your friends or other students in your schools to to cope up with this specific impact of climate change, which is on your mental health.
So basically, sir, about your question, I'm going to answer. So in Kashmir, I talked about the mental health students. In today's era, we see that due to climate change, it's for the first time in Kashmir that the timings have been changed due to the drastic change in weather. So it wasn't, I have never seen the change in school timings in at my age in the schools. For example, we went to the school at 9 to 3, but now it was changed from the previous days from 8 to 12. So it was for the first time for a new experience because of the so much heat and average global temperature was increasing, and because of that, it was becoming very difficult for the students to sit in the classrooms, because we have seen this temperature for the first time in Kashmir. And for examples, we have seen the hottest night in Kashmir after 132 days, 132 years, sorry, and it has a very bad shift from good temperature, moderate temperature of Kashmir to extreme weather condition. So it was necessary for the students to take measures. For instance, it was necessary for the students to maintain their health, because for the first time students of Kashmir are experiencing such an extreme conditions due to climate change. I have seen the examples of very little kids, like toddlers. They were facing, in my car, in my school bus, for example, I take an example of a toddler in my school bus. He was sweating too much and he fainted at that time. And it was really difficult for him to continue to his studies, and he took off too many days from school after that. And for many other students, they were not adapted to the timings, and they often slept in schools, which is an example of climate change. So it was necessary that we adapt to climate change, and so the government also took measures. They said that there should be fans in every classroom in the school, along with electricity. Thanks.
So thank you so much. I think, do we have Mohit back? Mohit is back? No? I can see Amina Karthik. Is it Mohit's video? Mohit, can we see you?
No, ma'am. Amina Karthik is Vice Principal of San Academy, Tamil Nadu.
All right. Okay. I thought because we lost one kid from Kashmir, I think due to the internet connection. Anyway, we'll move on. Already she explained everything to us.
Rekha
yeah.
ma'am,
Yeah.
she's but her network strength is very weak. But she's trying to connect a hotspot from other mobile phone. Na?
Okay. When she comes, then we'll have the question.
She will contact
her.
you soon, please.
Yeah, we will. We'll do that. But we'll have to move on because we are in a conference and that too online. So, but we will have the question. Once she joins, can tell us. So, moving on, I think before we move on to Team Tamil Nadu, which would be our last team, I want all those who are attendees, they can ask questions from our jury, but we will take it up after the Tamil Nadu video and question and answers. So I request everyone, those who are there and want to ask some questions, they can do so in the Q&A section. They can put their question answers. So we request Ria ma'am to play the video of Team Tamil Nadu.
Hello, my name is Alok Prakash of Class 9B from San Academy, Velachery, and I am going to discuss the solution for increased heat waves due to global warming.
Myself, Mohammed Ashfa of Class 9B from San Academy, Velachery. I am going to discuss the solutions for flooding and sea level rise due to climate change.
Many billion years ago, the origin of life started as fungi and then became the reason for the formation of aquatic species and then evolved into large and bulky trees, which became the cause of the introduction of oxygen into the land's existence, the creation of the atmosphere, and then finally led to the formation of human beings. This was the interlinking between trees and humans. But after urbanization and industrialization, man started cutting down trees and destroying forests for their uses. This has caused several terrible consequences to nature and human life. According to research, due to the continuous emission of toxic gases, the wind quality in lots of places has deteriorated. The amount of air pollution has increased in many places and has caused an increase in the global temperature, a decrease in the water table, and mainly global warming. Especially in the last 10 years, the global temperature has increased significantly according to the World Health Organization. The number of deaths caused due to air pollution has also been increasing at a rapid rate. Why do we need trees? Naturally, trees can clean 7 to 24% of the particulate matter. Also, they help sustain the Earth's temperature, attract rain clouds to cause rain, safeguard the water table, prevent soil erosion, prevent the spread of germs by acting as a germ killer, and also serve many more purposes. According to recent research, by 2050, 70% of the world's population will shift to cities for a better livelihood. Hence, to lead a pollutionless life and to have a better livelihood, we must practice the habit of planting trees and avoid cutting them.
But climate change is inevitable, and I have seen that. Earlier we used to have summer and winter and so on. Now it rains during hot season, and it is warm, extremely warm, when it should be a little cool. That, I think, in my opinion, is the change I want.
So have you had to make any changes in your day-to-day life due to climate-related issues such as storms, cyclones, etc.?
Of course. The worst thing is that could happen to a person is buying water. We never get potable water. We have to buy potable water. Now that is perhaps the thing which I have to really adjust, and it's expensive too.
அறுவடைக்கு முன்பே எதிர்பாராத விதமாக கனமழை பெஞ்சிருச்சுன்னா உங்களோட பயிர்கள் எவ்வாறு அதை காப்பீங்க சார்?
அது தண்ணி வடிகால் தெரிஞ்சிருச்சுனாக்க வடிய வச்சிடலாம். அது வடிய விடலைன்னா தான் அது அடிக்க போகும். அது பூரா வேஸ்ட் ஆயிரும்.
சரிங்க சார். சார், பருவமழை பெய்ய தவறிவிட்டால் பயிர்களோட நிலை என்ன ஆகும் சார்?
பயிர்கள் கிணற்று நீர்ப்பாசனம் இருந்தால் கடலை அந்த மாதிரி போட்டுக்கலாம். மற்றபடி ஒன்றும் பயிரிட முடியாது.
சரிங்க சார். விவசாயத்திற்கு ஏற்ற பருவநிலை என்ன சார்?
நல்ல மழை வேணும். ஏற்ற காலத்தில் நல்ல மழை வரணும். அந்த இதில் பருத்தியோ கடலையோ பார்த்து போடணும். ஆடிப்பட்ட தேடி அதேமாங்கல அதே மாதிரி அந்தந்த காலத்துக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி
வெயில் காலத்தில் இருக்கும் வெப்பத்தை நீங்கள் எப்படி சமாளிக்கிறீங்க?
மேக்ஸிமம் வந்துட்டு காலையிலேயே எங்கள் ஒர்க்கை சீக்கிரம் முடிக்கிற மாதிரி பண்ணும். இப்போ இந்த 12 to 3 வரைக்கும் தான் வெயில் மேக்ஸிமம் அதிகமாக இருக்கும். அதுக்குள்ளே நம்ம ஒர்க்கை முடிக்கிற மாதிரி தான் பிளான் பண்ணி சம்மர் டைம். அதுவும் இல்லாமல் கம்பெனி சாப்பிட வந்துட்டு எங்களுக்கு இந்த கூல் ட்ரிங்க்ஸு, மோர், நம்ம பப்ளிக்கும் வந்துட்டு நிறைய பேர் அங்கங்கே இப்போ ஒர்க்கர்ஸ் இந்த டீ, காஃபி, மோர் அந்த மாதிரி சாப்பிடுவோம். அதுக்கடுத்து அவங்களுக்கு வெயில் தாக்கத்தை தணிக்கிறது அவங்களுக்கு கேப்பு, அந்த வெயிலில் அவங்களுடைய பாதுகாப்பாக சேஃப்டியாக செய்யணும். வெயில் படப்பதான் அவங்களுக்கு கேப்பு நம்ம கம்பெனி நிர்வாகம் வந்து.
What are the day-one activities that contribute to climate change?
There is the deforestation, industrialization, and the power generation, which emits a lot of carbon, and there results in global warming. Global warming, it has such in seawater rise. Seawater has been losing 16 centimeters past the decades, and the one day we enter our slope, they all will be flooded with seawater.
What steps can individuals take to reduce their carbon footprint?
I already told you about this consumption of power that has resulted in carbon emission. So to control that, we have to use equipments which consume less energy, LED bulbs and do tree plantation around our houses, in our street, in our area. Start to do the tree plantation and use electric vehicle. Go by public transportation. Go by biking, not use car for single person. Implement. But carpooling, you have to go for carpooling, so you can combine with other people who work office nearby your area. So like that, you can avoid public, this kind of transportation which consumes and emits a lot of hydrocarbons. So this kind of things individuals can follow.
We are concluding our climate reality project that South India must adopt sustainable practices such as increasing the use of renewable energy, enhancing public transportation, and implementing strict environmental regulations.
Collective actions from governments, businesses, and citizens are required to curb emissions and protect the environment for future generations. Thank you.
So the first questions coming from Meenakshi ma'am, your questions.
Thank you, Team Tamil Nadu. I agree that water scarcity and extreme heat are indeed two very critical issues facing Chennai and, of course, many parts of the world. I also appreciate the cross section that you've interviewed. You've interviewed a farmer, you've covered the impact on the elderly population, the laborers. So, good job on that. My question to you would be, you talk about renewable energy sources. Can you give examples of 2 renewable energy sources that Tamil Nadu is pioneering or is using currently?
Tamil Nadu, we use solar power, which is one of the...
Your voice is not audible, beta. I think there is some problem with that.
Ma'am, in Tamil Nadu, we use...
No, it's not very clear. It's not clear.
Now can you hear me?
No, it is not audible.
Just a minute now.
So till we wait for the students to come again with another, I think, more computer or phone, we are also waiting for Moheen. So that is also there. But those attendees, those who are with us, they can put their question and answers in the question Q&A column, and also they can raise their hands if they want to ask question after this session. So I think now you can continue with your yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear us? Ma'am?
Answer. Yeah. And now it is clear. Yeah.
Ma'am, so solar power is one of the most prominent sources of renewable energy in Tamil Nadu, and wind power through windmills is also very prominent in Tamil Nadu.
Good. Now, after your conversation with the farmer, can you please tell how climate change and food security are linked?
Ma'am, prolonged drought conditions in the field required extensive well water supply, ma'am. And due to these climate changes, the scarcity of water has increased. And if the availability of water is less or fails, the crop yield reduces, which leads to economic instability in the farmers' livelihood.
And just one last question from my end. You do mention about the continuous emission of toxic gases into the atmosphere. So please do tell what do you think are some of the toxic gases, its sources, and how we can address or how we can tackle it.
Ma'am, the most important one is carbon dioxide. And how we can reduce that is we can reduce our carbon footprint by using more renewable energy, as it's stated, so solar power and wind power. Another is biogases, natural biogases, which are made from the factories which are used to dye these jeans and clothes.
That's it from my end.
So question for you, sir.
Yeah, thank you both of you. Your video was very creative and it touches upon a lot of topics. One of the questions I like to ask you is, if you see even the Darjeeling group also mentioned, you guys are also mentioning about this one critical aspect of the need to buy water. Like to drink water. To drink water, we need to buy water. And I'm sure you are aware, like Chennai is going to face like a lot of crisis related to the water. So what are the steps, according to you, we should take, like at our level, at the school level, which allow us, to gain good quality water at our level?
Recently, Tamil Nadu, we have been facing extreme heat waves during the summer that are becoming unbearable. These conditions are causing severe water shortages, forcing us to purchase potable water at high prices and increasing usage of air conditioning at home also, sir. We can take initiatives such as we can spread awareness among people about this issue and crisis, and we can also spread awareness among people to start rainwater harvesting and also take initiatives to create a sustainable environment for all.
Yeah. Just like one follow-up question, as also you mentioned about the heat waves, the summer, it's very hard now to survive, in the summertime. What are the measures like you are taking or you are feeling, especially what are your experience in the last few years about especially in the summertime, and what are the impacts or what are the changes you are seeing especially during the summertime?
So first and foremost, creating awareness about the diseases and ailments that are caused by increased heat waves, such as skin cancer, heat strokes, and heat-related deaths. We can ensure that everyone has access to air conditioning or cool environments. We can also implement drip and sprinkler irrigation systems to ensure that no water gets wasted. The farmers can also use drought-resistant varieties which are produced from HYV seeds.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you so much. I think we are over with the question and answers, but there are some question and answers which attendees are asking. So I think I will read. Anyone from the jury can answer. One is from Niharika S. How can we start this initiative about climate change and spreading awareness in our government school where students might have been participating? They are participating. I think they are live. So I think we have to answer them. And she might be Niharika S. You are from which school? I don't know from where you have joined. If you can type the answer, I think I would know that you are here and judges can answer those questions. Anyone from the jury can answer how she wants to participate in such functions. So how can she do that or take up some initiative on climate change and awareness in her government school?
Okay, so let me just quickly give my view. So as we see today in this presentation, the most effective way to understand and participate in climate activities is to know what is going on in your immediate surroundings. Like, say you talk about saffron production, or you talk about the impact of tea garden workers. So it's very good to be engaging with the community and then taking those learnings to a larger gathering. That, I think that's the best way to raise awareness. And it's also a very easy platform to start understanding or learning about the impacts of climate change. Otherwise, it's all just jargon and big, big words. So I would say start local, start with your immediate surroundings. Then you have a conversation with peers. There are so many eco clubs and many such platforms I see evolving now that climate change has become a big concern for all. So that would be my first suggestion.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now, next question is from Vaibhav. Sony, what is the main source of global warming in the world?
I can go, but it's a one of the main reason is you see, if we go and we study more, the climate change is a natural process, but this time the climate change what we are facing in this decade or this few years is mainly like a human induced, like a climate change, the impact which we are facing. And the global warming is like one of the major reasons, which I believe is like, like the burning of the fossil fuels, like the emission of the CO2 and other greenhouse gases. Your industrial activities, your cars, the transportations, also the deforestations with the rate, the number of trees we are cutting, not only trees, we are like vanishing like forests from the like earth. And so yeah, all this like major activities add up, to increase global warming in our time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Then there is Shreya Sharma. She's asking, what are the steps we should take to save our environment? The same, I think the Vaibhav is asking how to create awareness. So I think to save the environment, to create awareness. These two things, if you can answer.
Well, I would say there's no one single step to save environment. As if you've heard about the Sustainable Development Goals, you know how extensive the list goes on, because that is the amount of destruction I feel humanity has wreaked upon this planet. So there's no one single step, but that doesn't mean don't be disheartened. You can always pick one particular theme. Plastics, for instance, is something that needs immediate attention. Microplastics are emerging as a big problem. So start small. Again, I would say you should try and reduce your consumption. Behavior change is a big way to go about it. Switch to sustainable alternatives. That would be my.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I think the questions are pouring in. But I think Pratishtha says, what are the economic benefits of transitioning to low carbon economy?
Okay. So economic benefits, sorry if I may jump in. Economic benefits are quite wide-ranging because, see, renewable energy studies have shown the switch can create millions of jobs. I mean, in the future, when we move to the renewable energy transition, the idea is you should also be in a position to make profit. Those who are working in the coal value chain, they face a lot of health effects. It affects their health. So moving to the source in terms of productivity, I would say it will create more high-skilled jobs for the future. So that is definitely one economic benefit that will come.
Thank you, ma'am. I think the students are satisfied, and this kind of answers all. But we are again getting question answers. It's pouring in. I think yes, Pratishtha is very happy, and she's saying thank you. So we were waiting for Mohit to join. I think Mohit, are you there? She was trying hard because of her internet problem. She couldn't join. But yeah, we sent her a link again, but again, we can't see her. So moving on, I think we have come to the end of it. I want the judges to speak a few words of encouragement to our kids. Those who are present online here, we can see them, but there are so many others, those who are watching us from the classrooms, watching us from their auditorium. A word of encouragement for them as well. Ma'am, you can start.
Sure. Thank you, Rekha ma'am. Hi, students. Good afternoon. It was such a delight to see the enthusiastic work being done right at the school level. At this point, I feel you have a fair understanding of the impact of climate change. So before I begin with a speech which may bore you, let me start with a small thinking exercise. So tell me, imagine 10 years from now, what is your vision for yourself? Do you have your ambition, the house you want, the car you want, and do you have a clear plan to work for it? Now take a pause and ask, what is your vision for the planet? Have you thought about the air you want to breathe, the water you want to drink, the beaches and mountains you want to visit? So, do you have the same level of clarity for the actions that you can take? And are you equally motivated towards it? If yes, I feel great, you are on the right track. But if no, please do ask yourselves. I mean, keep doing this exercise even, and I think eventually you will find the answer. So I want to say that just like you meticulously prepare for your career and your future, we need to approach the future of our planet with the same level of dedication and commitment. Addressing climate change does require careful planning, and I was very happy to see the efforts taken by all the participants today to understand the impact of climate change in their communities, because it is not an environmental problem anymore. It is social, it is economic, it is political. It affects vulnerable communities by multiplying inequalities. It disrupts economies by damaging infrastructure and agriculture, and it shapes political landscapes as nations try to navigate climate policies and international agreements. So addressing climate change requires a comprehensive approach that considers all these interconnected dimensions. So you are kids right now, you can take your time to understand climate science, but what you can start is implementing simple, actionable steps. Even if it's about the heat waves of Chennai or the declining saffron production or the struggles of Darjeeling's tea garden workers, understanding the problem and knowing some solutions is a very good way to begin, and always go for participative solutions. Understand what would best what would be the best for the producers or for the tea garden workers and the consumers. So participative dialogue is very important. Now, in economics, I think you must have studied about the PPP model, right? The public-private partnership. I feel start thinking about a new PPP model, that is planet and people partnership. So we need a new contract with our ecosystem, with our ecology, with nature and the resources that are bound here. So the impact we have on our planet today is so significant that scientists are now debating whether we are in a new geological era called the Anthropocene, or the age of humans. Now, there's a good and bad side to it. All right. So this means that we are the generation living at a time when human activities are the defining force shaping the earth. So in this new era, the greatest threat to our survival comes from our own actions. But it also means the greatest potential to solve these problems, it lies within ourselves. So if humans have the power to create this geological era, we also have the power to make choices that can lead to positive change. So, of course, we are not the last generation to experience climate change, but we are perhaps the first to truly recognize it. We are the pioneers, we are the innovators, we are in the middle of a absolutely wonderful tech transition. So now the question is, how do you as students, how do you want to be remembered in the future? Do you want to be remembered as the generation which left behind fossils of extinct species and mountains of discarded plastics? Or do you want to leave behind a more meaningful legacy of balance between people and the planet? Do you want to create a future that is fair and just for all? So on a concluding note, keep doing that exercise. Do you have the same ambition for yourself and the same ambition for our planet? Do you have a clear trajectory for yourself? Do you have a clear trajectory for saving our planet? So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, Nitish sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Meenakshi, for sharing such a beautiful message. First of all, thank you to the organizers, Ms. Rekha and Ria and the whole team. It was like a fantastic event, joining you all and learning. Especially, it's very important to start, like what they say, catch them young. It's very important, and the efforts you are taking to reach out to so many school students, to make them aware, especially not make them aware about the theoretical things, but to force them to take actions to understand what's the challenges at the local level they are facing. So yeah, congratulations to all of you. For me, I don't want to say so many things, but I just want to say or suggest you, like all students, only three steps or three things. I think it will be very beneficial for all of us, including me. The first thing is like go out and explore. I meet every week school students from across India who comes to Indore to our training center to attend the 1 week training program. But the problem I see them, it's although they are doing very well in schools, but they are not aware of what's happening outside, even in the cities or what's happening around them. And this activity, it's really, I think you can try more and more, which make you aware of what's happening around our cities, how people are, getting affected in Darjeeling or in Kashmir or in Chennai, what's happening, how people are getting affected. And that's very important. It's very good, and you definitely go out, like leave your phone and go out and explore. That's what I will suggest you. The second thing is be a volunteer, any cause which you think you are committed, not only like climate change, but if you are very inclined to pets or animals or anything, like any cause, join any local organizations or start your own initiative at your school level, gather your friends or do some voluntary work. I'm sure it will help you a lot, not only to increase your skills, make you aware, but it helps you to see the world in a very different way rather than learning everything from mobile or the books. So yeah, be a volunteer at any cause which you like. And the third thing is, be cautious about the market trying to sell you or for forcing you to buy everything. There is a practice right now for last few years I'm trying to follow. It's called minimalism, try to have less things and to be satisfied. And right now in this era, every platform, everything, wherever you look out, market is trying to sell you something, even not only in the things, but your dreams, your visions, what the career you should have, what the life you have. It's market driven. So be cautious about what's happening outside and very, very, think about it, reflect it, have a critical thinking and take decisions, So yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think we have got Mohit back. Mohit, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. There was a network issue.
You wanted to, yeah. So, sir, your question and ma'am, your questions to her. She was trying very hard to come, and I think she did that.
So much, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
So, ma'am, your question first.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you, Mohit. I'm very glad you could join us again. So, I mean, I feel Dal Lake also has a very strong, it's a hub of economic activity, right?
Yeah.
And then there's this term called blue economy, which is coastal areas or how oceans, lakes can sustain livelihoods. So please tell me your understanding of how climate change has impacted the blue economy of Dal Lake.
Yeah. as I went there, so at that very moment, I was thinking that, there was a concept that, the water level has been drawn up, or we heard the report that was 1400 houseboats have been drawn into Dal Lake itself. It's been a year. So there was a concept on my mind that, okay, there is a temperature change, temperature fluctuations, and change in weather patterns. So there might be many cases in Dal Lake. But when I communicated with the people who are living in the houseboats, and I asked them a question in the video, you can see also, then their reply was not very good. Their face was just, they were bent down with the same face, and I told them that, it's a center of attraction, Dal, and many people come there, and there are many people who survive on that. That becomes their livelihood. When the tourists come, they, it raises their economy. So I told them that, how do you see, before climate change, were the people coming from different parts of the world to here, and what are the things that are happening right now? Are they coming or not? So they said that the ratio that was before, that is not right now. Like they said that they used to come thousands people at a time, that no, we want to have a shikara ride, or we want to see the floating market that we call Rak in Kashmiri, floating market in Dal Lake. But unfortunately, the water is getting warmer, and the water level has been drawn up, and it's also smelly there. So tourists are not, they are watching Dal from far side. They are not going onto the Dal Lake. That is causing main problem for the people who are living near Dal Lake, and they also have some wishes and desires for their family, for their children. They cannot only see the beauty of the Dal Lake; they have to feed them. So they say that they used to have 10,000 in a month, 12,000. Accordingly, the price they used to say to the foreign people who were not native of Kashmir, basically. But right now they have only 200 rupees per day, 100 rupees, and sometimes they do not earn because nobody is going to them. Tourists are not coming. They are because the temperature, when the temperature of Delhi and Jammu and Kashmir is same, so the person will not come from Delhi to visit Kashmir, because we are well enough for a favorable. We are known for the favorable conditions. So when here is also 37 degree Celsius, being January the hottest month, or 29 June, it was recorded the hottest day from every state. So I can say that this was the main problem, that climate change is making people economically weak.
So Mohit, here temperature is 52 also we crossed, so you can't be on the same.
But
Yeah,
we went talking about state that was all holding on 25 degree, 26, when it went rapidly 37 or 38. It's a big thing for us right now.
Over to you, sir. The question for Mohit. Yeah.
Yes, Mohit, thank you. Very well presented your video and also what you shared right now. I just want to ask you, Mohit, I'm sure you're also aware the Dal Lake, although it's very attraction, but it's shrinking, the size from year by year, the size of the Dal Lake is shrinking. So are there any efforts going on to protect the Dal Lake? Yes, the temperature is rising, but what about protecting that original water body, which so many families and tourism is depend upon it?
There are many projects that are coming for Dal Lake to save it, as it has shrunk a lot, and it used to spread widely in hectares. But right now, there is a small part you can see in Srinagar of Dal Lake. And besides Dal Lake, as I talked about tourism also. So they are facing many problems, actually, the people of Dal. Government itself is working on it. There are many projects coming up and to save Dal. But eventually, all the time, it is not the government that is going to come in front. We as the individuals, we go to see the beauty of Dal Lake, and we come back at our home, click beautiful pictures, and we see them. But we are not going to this thing that tomorrow we will not be able to go there. We are just cherishing its beauty, but we are not getting into the deep pain what is in it. it is in a deep pain. It is, it is just vanishing. This art in Srinagar, it is vanishing day by day, affecting the tourism, affecting the people, livelihood of the people. So there are many projects that are coming in front, but I think, according to me, we as the individuals have to come before. We are waiting other people so that we can follow them, but we have to step our foot back from our homes. We have to visit there, and a small things matters. When you will start from 0 to 10, tomorrow you will go up to 100 to save it. So I can say that, yeah, government has its own role. It has started the projects, but we have to focus more on the Dal Lake, and it is getting, day by day it is getting vanished.
So thank you. Thank you. I think that was great that Mohit, you could join us and do that part, and we could listen to you. So thank you so much. I think judges and juries have given the marks for that as well. So I take this moment to thank the jury for their integration part and just encouraging the students over here. So I think that marks the even the participants also, and they have learned a lot. There are 4,000 participants, those who have joined us from the classrooms, as well as the whole school has joined. Some of them have joined in the auditorium. So we had a huge number of participation, whatever the number here says, but there are so many sitting in their classrooms and watching us. So I think I want to extend our heartfelt thanks to each one of you for being a part of the Student Action Climate Conference. Your presence and engagement was very crucial in making it a very successful event. Your enthusiasm and active participation brought energy, inspiration to our session, which you had 2 months. I think now we are going to extend it to another 6 months next time, encouraging the students to share their ideas and even the insight with confidence. We are deeply appreciative of the time our jury has dedicated to support these future leaders and climate action conference. So thank you for joining us at this journey towards the more sustainable future. And let's see all of you next year with a bigger and better student climate action conference. So thank you all for the connection, and thank you, judges. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for providing us this opportunity. I think you have played the major role in it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pari. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. How are you, ma'am?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rekha ma'am. And next we are looking forward for a physical meeting so the children will get more exposure and they will interact.
Sure, ma'am. Why not?
We'll be happy to host also. We are looking forward for a physical meeting so the children will get better exposure.
Oh, okay.
These children will also
Love that.
interact with each
Yeah.
other. They will
Yes,
also
ma'am.
interact
Yes.
with each other.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this opportunity,
Thank
ma'am.
you, everyone. Thank you. Ria, can we close the meeting now?